on the same date. It is forwarding the list of the chairperson and 2 members for approval by the County Assembly, forwarding the list, specifically the name of Harriet Karamana Gitonga Kadhata as the chairperson of Meru County Investment and Development Corporation. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, page 58 of the same bundle of documents is a letter dated 21st June 2023, forwarding the list of chairperson and members, nominee members, for approval by the County Assembly pursuant to Section 6 of the Meru County Youth Service Act. That letter has been received on 21st June 2023, and of importance is that the name of Kimathi Mutembei Dennis is the chairperson that is being, the governor is seeking approval so that she can appoint. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, after this letter, the County Assembly drew a letter dated 21st July 2023. The clerk of the County Assembly wrote to the County Secretary. That is in page 60, volume 1B, a letter that is in page 60, volume 1B, whereby the clerk of the County Assembly is saying that my office is unable to recommend the list, for their consideration to be transmitted to the County Assembly for action, largely because they observe that there are some missing information regarding the status of offices, as some of the offices sought to be filled and substantive office holders. And by a similar letter that appears on page 61 of volume 1B, the clerk of the County Assembly is seeking, it's a reminder letter, followed by the letter that was received on 21st July 2023. Secretary and End of Public Service wrote a letter dated 18th September the same bundle of documents. And in this letter, saying that it indicates that reference is made to the above subject matter, and your letter dated 31st August 2023. The nominees of the County Revenue Board are made in anticipation of their lapse of term on 14th December 2023. All the other offices fell vacant by way of natural attrition. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, on page 55 is another letter from the County Secretary directed to the Clerk of the County Assembly, which is a polite reminder. It has been received the same date, it's dated 11th January 2024. On 21st March, page 56, volume 1B. On 21st March 2024, the County Secretary still wrote another reminder to the Clerk of the County Assembly of Meru, and subsequently, Mr. Speaker and honorable members, by a letter dated 15th July 2024, it's in the County Assembly's bundle of documents. Volume 1. This one.
As you check on that, Mr. Munene, is that a demonstration of compliance from Her Excellency the Governor?
It is a demonstration of compliance, And of importance is that the letter, the dated 31st August, that is on page 61, which appears on volume 1B of the Governor's Bundle of Documents, the clerk of the County Assembly is indicating that they have learned, indicating that the County Assembly, county government, this is to kindly make a follow-up on the requested information to facilitate the commit of the 400 names to the various semi-autonomous boards of the county government of Meru to the relevant committee of the County Assembly for vetting and consideration, excluding the nominees of the Meru County Alcoholic Drinks Control Board, whose nomination has been since committed to the relevant committee of the County Assembly for vetting and consideration. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, despite the clerk of the County Assembly confirming that the list for the Meru County Alcoholic Drinks Control Board and been laid to the relevant committee by 31st August 2023. To date, that vetting is yet to be concluded. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, volume 2 of the County Assembly documents, page 60, is the letter I was referring to, dated 15th July 2024. And in this letter, dated 15th July 2024, the county secretary is indicating that is making a follow-up of those, the position of the nominees, whether they have been approved or not, and indicates that to date, the County Assembly has deliberately failed to approve or communicate its rejection of the nominees to the County Executive despite constant reminders. Despite constant reminders. This is a letter dated 15th July 2024. And my emphasis, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, on that statement, despite constant reminders, is because I'm aware that yesterday the clerk of the County Assembly appeared before this honorable House and indicated that the letters, the 3 letters that I have mentioned, that is the letter dated, the letter appearing on the letter appearing on page 54, 55, and 56 of the Governor's Bundle of Documents, that they are disputed. Those letters are disputed. The clerk of the County Assembly indicated they have never received any letter. For a reminder.
Let's proceed to the next issue. The next accusation is to implement resolutions of the Assembly to dismiss the County Secretary, Dr. Kiambi Tambura, and the Chief of Staff, Mr. Gatobu Nchamba. What's your answer to that, Mr. Munene?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable members. The Governor has been accused of refusing to implement the resolution of the County Assembly requiring the dismissal of the County Secretary and the Chief of Staff. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I'm aware of the information that, by virtue of the position that I hold, that once a report of the committee of the County Assembly has been discussed, that report has to be tabled. Once a report has been prepared of a petition, the report has to be tabled in the County Assembly, and resolutions pursuant to that report made. Thereafter, the resolutions and the answer for that sitting adopting the report is supposed to be forwarded to the executive or to the governor to implement the resolution. I can confirm that the document that the County Assembly seeks to rely on do not include a resolution. They do not include any answer showing whether the report that for the joint committee was adopted by the Assembly or not. So to that end, there is no resolution to accuse the governor of not implementing.
Thank you, Mr. Mnene. Quickly, as a practitioner of law, does the county assembly have mandate to dismiss a county secretary and chief of staff as officers in the office of the governor?
Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I'm not aware of a provision in law that mandates the county assembly to dismiss the county secretary or the chief of staff. To the best of my knowledge, in reference to a decision of Kilifi High Court in Owen by versus Kilifi County Government, the former county secretary of Kilifi County, the decision of that case indicates that the county assembly can only move a censure motion against the county secretary. The provision of the law, section 44 of the county government, talks of removal of the governor, the removal of the county secretary by the governor. That the governor may remove the county secretary in pursuant, subject to the terms and conditions of the contract of service.
Thank you, Mr. Mnene. The next question will be, the governor has been accused of illegally dismissing Dr. Ntoiti, CEO of County Revenue Board, Paul Mwaki, CEO Liquor Board, Kenneth Kimathi Mbaye, Managing Director, Meru Microfinance Corporation, and Josephine Kithure, CEO, MEWAS, in usurpation of the powers of the appointing authorities. What's your answer to that, Mr. Mnene?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable members. First, to note that this is a ground or particulars that were presented before the previous impeachment motion, in which I appeared as a witness before this honorable Senate, and I can confirm that this was one of the grounds. And the allegation that has been made is not true. The governor did not dismiss Dr. Ntoiti, Paul Mwaki, Kenneth Mbaye, and Joseph Kithure. But Dr. Ntoiti resigned. Paul Mwaki served his term, which his contract ended on, I believe, 15th December 2023. Kenneth Mbaye left, actually abandoned. In that matter, the decision that they are seeking to rely on, you realize that Kenneth Mbaye did not return back to work after the court quashed the county secretary, the former county secretary's letter sending Kenneth Mbaye on compulsory leave. He did not resume his work, so he abandoned work. And Joseph Kithure served his term to conclusion, until it was terminated by lapse of time. So, and also the allegation that the county government of Meru has been slapped with the 4 million in that decision. It is not true. It is not a correct observation. The county government, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, is not a party to that employment and labor relations dispute. And in the same decision, in the same order, the general damages that were granted of cumulative general damages of 1 million.
Perhaps very quickly, Mr. Mnene, if you could refer the House to the specific documents they wish to rely on.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members, page 68 of the bundle of documents, volume 1B of the governor's bundle of documents, it's a request for confirmation on employment of Dr. John Ntoiti, made by the county secretary to the Nairobi County Secretary, Nairobi County. And on page 69 is a resignation of Dr. John Ntoiti, dated 14th November 2023. Page 70 of that bundle of documents is a letter from Nairobi City County confirming that confirming the employment status of Dr. John Toiti, that Dr. John Toiti is an employee of Nairobi City County. Page 71 of volume 1B of the bundle of documents, it is a notice of appeal indicating that the parties, the respondent, they disagreed with the decision of the court, and they have preferred an appeal against that decision.
Mr. Minister, I think that is sufficient. I'll move to the final issue. The governor has been accused of having a bloated workforce in his office. What's the response to that, Mr. Munene?
Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I confirm that there is such an allegation of bloated workforce, and that allegation, there was a similar allegation in the previous motion in which I also appeared as a witness, whereby the governor is accused of having a bloated workforce. There are documents on the contrary to indicate that the governor has been categorical on the issue of controlling the wage bill in the county. That is by minimizing any hiring or replacements. Through the assistance of my advocate, I want to get to that thing. This is employment. Page 170 of volume 1B, bundle of documents. This is a letter from the secretary. It's an internal memo from the secretary, County Public Service Board, to the Chief of Staff. It is dated 17th October 2023. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, it's of importance to note that at 17th October 2023, it is the same week that the second impeachment motion was drafted and debated at the County Assembly. This was an allegation that, the document that they sought to rely on, they relied on those documents then, and they're still the same document that they're relying on. In this letter, dated 5th October 2023, on page 170, the County Public Service Board, the Secretary of the County Public Service Board is communicating to the Chief of Staff that we would like to inform you that we have exhausted the available vacancies in the office of the governor as per the Transition Authority Circular of 6th September 2013. We have concluded on the recruitment process for staff in the governor's office. Attached, please find the list of the officers who have been so far employed in the office of the governor. And, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, that list has 29 employees, 19 directly under the governor's office, and 10 under the deputy governor's office. Surprisingly, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, by a letter dated 6th October 2023, that is the following day, the first letter is dated 5th October 2023. The second letter comes on, it's dated 6th October 2023, but delivered on 5th December 2023. That is after the impeachment motion. The first letter is dated, appearing on page 170, is dated 5th October, but was sent to the Chief of Staff on 17th October when it is received. The second letter is dated appearing on page 175 of the same bundle of documents. It is dated 6th October 2023 and received on 5th December 2023. Page 175, volume 1B of the governor's bundle of documents. This letter, the bond has appointed Gitobu Tunu Gatweri as an administrative officer to replace Ellen Bahati Matilu, who left service. She will be placed in the deputy governor's office. This is therefore to give you authority to loan her into the payroll.
What was the response to that?
Mr. Speaker, honorable members, by a letter dated 15th December 2023, it's appearing on page 173, volume 1B of these documents. The Chief of Staff responds on authority to loan in the payroll and indicates that it has been brought to our attention that by a letter dated 6th October, you have ordered the Chief Officer in charge of Public Service Management to loan a certain Gitobu Tunu Gatweri, whom you have apparently appointed as an administrative officer, employee under the office of the governor. This is a protest letter, and on page 174, the letter runs to page 174 of specific importance in, before this honorable assembly, and Mr. Speaker, honorable members, is that the Chief of Staff says, be reminded also that solely the governor has previously and including in the recent impeachment proceedings, both the brunt of allegations of bloated workforce under the office of the governor, and is not willing to preside over further appointments and overloading of the payroll as suggested by your latest communication. And in the same memo is saying that be advised that there is an administrative officer at the Deputy Governor's office who was deployed and has been there from 23rd February 2023. So the governor is resisting any addition.
Thank you, Mr. Menene. I think you have been clear beyond peradventure. Mr. Speaker, sir, I'll close there in chief. You'll wait for questions, Mr. Menene. Okay.
Council for County
the
Assembly.
witness seems to have one more issue to clarify as counsel of
Very well.
Mr.
You may
Speaker,
proceed.
honorable members, there is also an allegation that has been raised on the issue of that the governor has been accused of abuse office for paying Kiabi Christas Manyara his full salary while still in remand. I'm aware that the County Public Service Bond, pursuant to Sections 59(1)(c) of the County Government Act, is the one mandated with the disciplinary powers. The County Public Service Bond, it has the disciplinary powers, and when it comes to the issue of interdiction of an employee, it is the role of the County Public Service Bond to do the interdiction. And on disciplinary powers, at times the County Public Service Bond has delegated its disciplinary powers through some authorized officers. And I'm aware, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, that the governor is not an authorized officer within the meaning of Section 86 of the County Governments Act. So it cannot be said that the governor has failed to interdict an employee under the public service. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Menene.
For the record, Mr. Speaker, my name is Mwangaza. I'll be taking about 10 minutes in cross. Bwana Dixon.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members, yes. Yes, sir.
How are you, Bwana Dixon?
I'm fine, thank you.
I refer you to your affidavit at page 24 of your documents, specifically paragraph 3 of your affidavit. You report the issue of the revocation of the appointment, correct?
Yes.
Do you dispute that Ms. Miriti was appointed?
No, I don't.
Now, you have also deponed that the appointment was not legal, and you have deponed the issue of revocation of the appointment, correct?
Correct.
And it is your evidence that the revocation was pursuant to the legal advice.
Correct.
And you're on record that the legal advice was done both by yourself and the alleged legal advisor.
Correct.
Now, have you brought to this Senate an original copy of that legal advice?
No.
Do you have even a certified copy?
No.
Now, I take you to that legal advice. Bwana Munene, the legal advice is to be found at page 11 of the Governor's bundle of documents,
Yes.
Volume 1B, honorable members. Now, in that legal advice, legal opinion, Bwana Munene, page 11 of the Governor's response, Volume 1B, marked as KM5. That legal advice, Bwana Munene, do we have someone signing off as who is the author of that document? At the last page, page 12.
It indicates legal advisor.
Do you have it reflecting the name?
No, it does not reflect the name.
It doesn't reflect the name of either the alleged legal advisor or your own or your own name, does it?
It does not.
Honorable Senators, I want to move with you to the affidavit of one Linda Gaki Kiome that was filed yesterday before the Senate, yesterday afternoon. I hope we all have that affidavit. It's a standalone affidavit that was filed yesterday afternoon by Linda Gaki Kiome. Now, Mr. Munera, do you have that affidavit?
No.
And in that affidavit, there is an annexure.
I don't have the affidavit.
You can supply a copy.
Okay.
Please look at the last annexure that was applied by Linda Gaki Kiome, the notice of intention to terminate your contract. Do you have that copy, Mr. Munene?
Yes, I am there.
Can you read the second sentence, paragraph that starts with the word, the reason for termination?
The reason for termination is due to your perennial unavailability to offer legal advice as and whenever the governor requires you.
The second sentence, the sentence preceding, before that, or after that?
You have also disheartened your obligation as a legal advisor to the governor and instead concentrated on your schedule as a council member of the LSK and also in the running of your law firm.
Now,
which
Mr.
you are
Munene,
sole
stop at that.
proprietor.
So this is an notice of intention to terminate the contract of Linda Gaki Kiome, correct?
Yes.
And the reasons for termination is perennial unavailability and desertion of work, correct?
Correct.
And what is the meaning of the word perennial? Is it not annually, perennially?
Many times.
Many
several
times. When is the date of this letter?
26th March 2024.
26th?
March 2024.
Proceed to the sentence that begins with the word, when the governor.
When the governor raised this concern over the same issue in December 2023, and in an attempt to amicably resolve it, you intimated that due to the exigencies of your schedule, you contemplated resigning.
So, in December, which year?
2023.
That means that as of December 2023, the governor already had issues with her legal advisor, one Linda Gaki Kiome, correct?
It indicates so.
Is that not the inference?
That is what it infers.
Now, I take you back to the internal memo, Mr. Sorry, before I take you back to the internal memo, I take you to the date of the internal memo. When is the date of the internal memo?
23rd February 2024.
23rd?
February 2024.
A date coming after the governor having issues with her legal advisor, correct?
Correct.
A date coming after the governor having identified that her legal advisor has perennially deserted work, correct?
Not correct.
Do you want me to take you back to the intention to terminate?
Yes, which is coming on 26th March 2024. That is when the issue of perennial that is coming. Yes, 26th March 2024.
Thank you. Now, the paragraph that says when the governor raised this concern over the same issue, what issue was the governor raising in the month of December 2023 with her legal advisor, Mr. Munene? Is it not the issue of perennial unavailability and desertion of work?
It talks about exigencies of the schedule and contemplated. Yes, it is.
Is it not the issue of perennial unavailability and desertion?
Yes.
As of December 2023?
Yes.
The governor had problems with her legal advisor for being unavailable at work?
Yes.
Yet in 23rd February 2024, the to advise the governor. Is that correct?
Yes, it's correct.
That's correct.
That's correct.
Now, if we are to look at the veracity and the legality of that opinion, Mr. Munene, which you have admitted that you did indeed give or issue, and as an advocate, what's the legality of that opinion in light of Section 58.5 of the County Government Act? Can I take you there, kindly?
Yes, sure.
Section Volume 3, the County Assembly Bundle, Volume 3. The County Assembly Bundle, Volume 3, at page 51. At page 51. Page 50 and page 51, Section 58 is about composition of the County Public Service Board. Mr. Munene, can you kindly read Section 58.5 of the County Government Act?
I am not there yet, so if you could be assistant with a copy.
Kindly.
Thank you.
Page 51.
Yes.
Can you kindly read?
The members of the board may only be removed from office on grounds set out for the removal of members of a constitutional commission under Article 251(1) of the Constitution. Less than 75. She was an ex-officio
Yes
member
or no?
of the board.
Is she not a secretary?
She's a secretary.
Does this fly on the face?
Sergeant at arms. Sergeant at arms, is everything okay?
Missed. I hope my time was post, Honorable Speaker. Now, Mr. Munene, it's your evidence that the...
Just hold on, Council.
Sorry, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Now, Mr. Munene, it is your evidence that the secretary is an ex-officio member.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Can you kindly look at page 50 of the same volume 3 band of the County Assembly, section 58(1) on the composition of the board? Are you there?
Yes, I am there.
What is the composition of the board?
The County Public Service Board shall comprise a chairperson appointed in accordance with section 58A, at least.
C, specifically C, go to section 58, subsection 1C.
I'm on 58, at least 3 but not more than 5 members appointed in accordance with section 58A, a certified public secretary.
A certified?
Public secretary.
So is a certified public secretary a member of the board?
An ex-officio member.
But a member of the?
An ex-officio member.
Where is the issue of ex-officio on section 58(1)(c)?
Because
constrain yourself to that section. Is a secretary a member of the board? Yes or no?
Yes.
Now, in respect of section 58(5), is the procedure depicted under section 58(5) the procedure for removal of the secretary? Correct?
It's for the members of the board.
And the secretary, correct?
Article 251.
No. Mr. Munene, section 58(5), the members of the board may only be removed from office pursuant to section 58(5), correct?
Yes, and Article 251.
Yes or no?
Correct.
Now, in respect to the legal opinion, doesn't that legal opinion that you claim to have given fly on the face of section 58(5) and Article 251? Yes or no?
No.
Now, Mr. Munene, I take you to the question of boards as paragraph 6 of your affidavit. You've deponed that the letter by the County Secretary dated 18th June 2023 was forwarded to the County Assembly in the name of Japhet Dombi, correct?
Correct.
Were you copied in those letters? Were you copied?
Take me to the letter, I will confirm whether I was copied or not.
Honorable Senators, the said letters are to be found at volume 1B of the Governor's
Order, Honorable Senators. There is a lot of loud consultations. Kindly, let's hear the witness in silence.
Volume 1B, the Governor's Bundle, is marked as KM9A at page 53.
Yes, I am not copied in that letter.
That letter dated 18th June, are you copied?
I am not.
How did you become aware?
By virtue of my position as a County Executive Committee member.
How did you become aware? Were you copied?
I am not copied in the letter.
How did you become aware with the information?
By virtue of my position in the County Executive.
Who informed you?
Yeah.
Who informed you?
The County Secretary.
Is he testifying in this Senate today?
No.
Now, there was a response that you responded to the various requests by the County Assembly, particularly the letter by the clerk seeking clarification on the missing information. That letter is to be found to be found in page 60 of the same bundle, the Governor's Bundle. It's marked as KM9H.
Yes, I'm there.
Is received 21st July 2023. Is a letter by the Office of the Clerk. Now, Mr. Munene, I kindly refer you to the last paragraph of that letter.
Yes.
Can you kindly read the last paragraph?
Yes.
Page 60. The Governor's Bundle, Volume 1B.
Kindly also feel free to provide any other additional information regarding the nominations that may facilitate the County Assembly to effectively discharge its mandate. We look forward to your response and clarifications.
And the preceding paragraph, we are therefore
kindly asking for more information / clarification regarding the availability / existence of vacancies in the offices within which the nominations are being made in order to facilitate their transmission to the County Assembly for consideration. This will enable the County Assembly
Stop there, Bwana Munene. Okay. Did you ever forward a response in terms of providing the necessary information as required by the clerk? Yes or no?
Yes.
Where is the evidence? Kindly take us to the evidence quickly.
It's on page 54, volume 1B, Governor's Band of Documents.
Did you provide the evidence on the further and better particulars as sought in terms of further information?
It is talking / clarifications. It is providing a clarification.
Now, let me take you to our bundle where were you not appointing members of the board to non-existent positions or positions that have already been filled up?
No.
Honorable members, we are referring to page 52 of the County Assembly response. Volume 2, Honorable Senators. Page 52, Volume 2 of the County Assembly documents. Volume 2 of the County Assembly documents, exhibits. Now, Bwana Munene, can you kindly read out that Gazette notice? Page 52, Honorable Senators.
Should I read from here?
Mr. Munene, very quickly, time is not with us. Can you read out the Gazette notice number?
Gazette notice number 538, the Constitution of Kenya, the County Government
Time, Mr. Munene, can you go to the content of the Gazette notice? It is notified.
Okay. It is notified for public information that the Governor of the County Government of Meru has extended the period of appointment of the Meru County Revenue Bond contained in Gazette Notice number 5202 of 2017 for a period of 3 years with effect from the 15th December 2020.
So is that not an extension of the office bearers then?
Yes, it is.
As at 15th December 2020?
As at 6th December 2020. The Gazette Notice
expiring
is dated,
for a period of?
The Gazette Notice is dated 6th December 2020.
It's dated 15th
and it
November.
says that the extension will be with effect with 15th December 2020.
When was the extension to expire? When was it to expire, Mr. Munene?
On 14th December 2023.
14th December 2023.
Now,
in your letter dated 18th
September 2023.
In your letter, the letter at the Governor's bundle, Honorable Senators, at page 54. When you read that as against the county, the letter by the county, the office of the clerk at page 60. Mr. Munene, at page 60 of the Governor's bundle. Mr. Munene, at page 60. We are therefore kindly asking for more information, clarification regarding the availability, existence of vacancies in the office within which the nominations are being made. Is that so?
Which paragraph is that?
Wasn't the clerk asking for information as to which office the members were being nominated to?
Yes, through clarification.
as at 21st July 2023.
Yes,
And that is what you responded by your letter dated 18 September 2023.
yes.
Did you supply information as to which office that you are nominating those members?
It sought information through clarification.
Did you supply?
Yes, the clarification.
Yes or no?
supplied.
Did you supply? Did you clarify that the office was already having office bearers?
Yes,
Were these office bearers in office on 18 September 2023?
yes.
To which office were you nominating members?
The nominees of the County Revenue Board are made in anticipation of their lapse of term on 14th December 2023. That is the clarification.
Mr. Speaker, I cede my few minutes to my colleague, Mr. Kawira. And Mr. Ndego.
Mr. Munene, the letters appearing on pages 54, 55 to 56, you must be aware that the County Assembly contends that those documents are outright forgeries, correct?
Sorry?
The documents appearing from pages 54 to 56 of the Governor's Volume 1B, you are aware that you contend that those documents are forgeries, correct?
Yes.
And because his allegation was brought out yesterday,
Yes.
and the clerk was here,
Yes.
have you sought the leave of the Speaker or made any attempts to bring the delivery note of these 3 letters that you purport and that you say you are aware they were received by the office of the clerk?
No,
You've not made such an attempt.
we have not made the attempt.
Okay. Is it a coincidence that these 3 letters, and Mr. Speaker, I do not purport to be a forensic examiner or a forensic expert, or a document examiner, rather, but is it a coincidence that these 3 letters that were in different months, in fact in different years, is it a coincidence that the 3 of them were stamped on the same place, different months, different years?
What do you mean by same place?
Just look at the letterhead of those 3 letters.
They are stamped on different pages.
Stamp, yes, but same place, correct?
Not same.
Okay. I'll leave the honorable senators to draw their own conclusion. Mr. Munene, you said that there is a requirement that the County Assembly actually table and adopt a resolution with respect to petitions that are made by members of the public. Is that your position?
Sorry?
Is there a requirement, or what is your position with regard to, was there a requirement, rather, this is the question, was there a requirement that a resolution be passed by the County Assembly for the removal of those officers? That is the Chief of Staff and the County Secretary, pursuant to that public petition. Is there a requirement in law?
The requirement is that the resolution, the report is tabled to back to the County Assembly.
No, is there a requirement? Because you say that there's a requirement that a resolution be passed by the County Assembly. That there is debate and a resolution passed. Is there such a requirement in law?
The letter makes reference to resolutions of the Assembly, not of the committee, of the Assembly.
Yes. Let me refer you to that report. That is Honorable Speaker, that is volume 2 of the Assembly documents, the exhibits in support of the impeachment motion, at page 140. Page 140 of volume 2 of the County Assembly documents. At 5.2, you will see the committee's recommendations. Is that the Assembly or the committee's recommendations?
These are the committee's recommendations.
And what is recommendation number 2? That the governor do dismiss the County Secretary and the Chief of Staff, correct?
Yes.
I'll refer you our volume 4. Our volume 4, Honorable Speaker, the County Assembly documents. Volume 4, that is at page 295. Volume 4 of the County Assembly documents, those are the standing orders. Are you there?
Yes, I am there.
Page 295 of volume 4 of the County Assembly documents. On Committee of Petitions, I'll read it out and you tell me whether you agree with it. every petition presented or reported pursuant to this part shall stand committed to the relevant sectorial committee. 2, whenever a petition is committed to a sectorial committee, the committee shall, in not more than 60 calendar days from the time of reading the prayer, respond to the petitioner by way of a report addressed to the petitioner or petitioners and laid on the table of the assembly, and no debate on or in relation to the report shall be allowed, but the speaker may, in exceptional circumstances, allow comments or observations in relation to the report to the petitions for not more than 20 minutes. So, do you still maintain the position that there needed to be a debate and a resolution passed by the county assembly in light of this standing order on the public petition that was passed by the county assembly of
You
Meru?
did not get me clearly. I think that the resolution that you are making reference to of the assembly,
Yes.
you said the resolution of the county assembly,
Yes.
which are in existence. We do not have in the bundle of your documents resolutions of the county assembly adopting that report, and that is that is your allegation.
I'll refer you, Mr. Munene, to page. Volume 2, that's volume 2 of the county assembly documents. Honorable Speaker, the first paragraph. Kindly read out that first paragraph.
Reference is made to the above mentioned subject matter.
The second paragraph. I'm sorry. The second paragraph.
On Wednesday, 13th December 2023, during the afternoon sitting, the Joint Committee on Labor, Public Service and Social Welfare and the Committee on Justice, Legal Affairs and Cohesion presented and lent their response to petition number 5 of 2023 by way of a report of their findings on the alleged gross violations of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 and other statutory laws by various county executive committee members and chief officers within the county government of Meru to the assembly.
Mr. Munene, what is irregular about this communication by the clerk to the petitioners in view of the fact that that report was laid on the floor?
The allegation here is on the county secretary and chief of staff. This particular paragraph I have read does not even mention the county secretary or chief of staff. It is talking about county executive committee members.
It is the heading. It is a response to which petition? Petition number 5 of 2023, correct?
Let me read.
It is petition number 5 of 2023, correct, Mr. Munene?
Mine is not clear.
Honorable Speaker, I think the witness is now filibustering. I'll end it at that. I leave.
No, he just said his copy is not clear, and therefore he couldn't read it. Just provide him with a clear copy. We conclude this.
Very well. On my copy, it is petition number 5 of 2023. Can you see that?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, petition number 5 of 2023.
Mr. Munene, to the best of your knowledge, is that the petition that was presented by 1611 members of the public?
Sorry?
To the best of your knowledge, Mr. Munene, is that the petition that was presented by 1611 members of the public with respect to all these officers, chief officers, CECMs?
Yes, it is.
And the county secretary as well?
Unless I confirm.
Unless you confirm.
Yes.
I leave it at that, Honorable Speaker.
Mr. Munene, I'll be very brief with you. Kindly confirm that prior to your admission as an advocate, you underwent a rigorous training in the advocates training program, correct?
I confirm.
And that during that training, you must have interacted with a topic called legal drafting, correct?
Legal drafting?
Must have been trained in legal drafting, correct or not correct?
Correct.
And as such, I refer you to the opinion by the questioned opinion by Advocate Linda. In that drafting, you are taught on how to do legal document, correct or not correct?
Correct.
For example, you are taught on how to draft a letter, yes?
Yes.
And any other legal? And any other legal correspondence, correct?
Yes.
And you are told the characters that must appear on any legal document, yes?
Not all.
You are taught on the characters that must appear on any legal document, yes or no?
Yes.
And as such, in any legal document, there must bear an identification of the person drafting that document, yes?
Yes.
Kindly look at that document.
I am on it.
Does it bear the person drafting it?
Yes.
Look at where the signature is purportedly embossed or placed. Does it bear the person drafting it?
Yes. Legal advisor.
No. What is the name of the person who drafted that document?
The name is not there, but the title is.
That is not there, correct?
Yes.
That is what you are taught in law school, yes?
Yes.
Thank you. Let me finally ask you one more question. You communicated to the Senate that you also act as a legal advisor, correct?
Sorry?
You said that you advised the governor,
Yes.
in conjunction with Linda, on how to deal with that issue of the CEO, correct?
Yes.
And that you acted as a legal advisor, correct?
Yes.
What is your job description? What is your job description, Mr. Munene?
To advise the governor.
What is your constitutional job description? Are you a legal advisor or are you a CEC?
I am a CEC.
You are a CEC.
Yes.
Who also doubles up as a legal advisor, correct?
That is part of my.
I'm asking who also doubles up.
Yes.
So you have two job descriptions, correct?
Part of advice.
You have two job descriptions, Mr. Munene.
No.
Kindly look at the TA, Transitional Authority document appearing on volume 3, volume 2, at page that one, the Transitional Authority. Look umetoa. The Transitional Authority, you had it. A moment.
Page 2, it is page 191.
Page 191.
Of volume 2.
Volume 2. Is it that one? See here. Okay, just get it. But before we go to that, as I look for it, Mr. Munene, you are aware? Mr. Munene?
Yes.
176. Wachana na katiba. Haiko hapo.
It's the act.
One. Page 178, Honorable Senators. You are aware that there was a transitional authority that was constituted that was to oversee the transition from the local government to the county government, correct?
I'm aware.
And that during that particular of trying to formulate the county government, they issued a communique dated 16th of September 2013, correct?
Correct.
And that document creates the offices that were to work under the governor's office, yes?
Yes.
And that you, as a CEC, is part of what is contemplated, yes?
No, it is not. CC is in the County Government Act. It's not in the transition.
Honorable Senators, I'm looking at page 108 or 180 of that document. Yes? Volume 2, page 180. Mr. Munene?
Yes, I'm there.
Can you see where there is a provision for the legal advisor?
Yes.
Are you the legal advisor to the governor?
No.
Thank you. No further questions.
The County Assembly, are you done with your cross-examination?
Yes, Honorable Speaker.
Okay. The Council for Governor, you may re-examine your witness.
Mr. Munene, I'll have a few questions for you, just for clarification.
Thank you.
Council for the Assembly starting point was on the governor's legal advisor.
Yes.
How many advisors does the governor have?
3. We have a political advisor, economic advisor, and legal advisor.
Mr. Munene, are you among the legal advisors?
No.
Thank you. You have been shown the legal advisory through an internal memo that was issued by the legal advisor. To you, is that in contention?
It is not.
As a legal practitioner, was it necessary for the name to be indicated?
Not necessary. It's an internal memo. It's actually it's a legal advice, not a legal opinion, as I read it.
Thank you. Is there an active matter in court between the said Linda Kiome and the Honorable Governor?
There is.
Has that matter been determined yet?
No, it's still active.
Thank you. You are shown an affidavit by Linda Kiome. Do you have that affidavit with you?
Yes, I do.
When was the notice of intention to terminate issued?
It is dated 26th March 2024.
Was there a subsisting relationship as of December 2023, as a matter of fact?
Yes, there was.
Thank you. An insinuation or innuendo was passed that the advisor was unavailable completely. Are you in a position to confirm whether it was sporadic appearance or total shutdown, unavailability?
She was not totally unavailable. She was available, but there was perennial absence that was noted.
Thank you for that clarification.
And the other
That will
thing
be
is
all.
that she was still earning a salary, so she was still an employee of the governor. She earned a salary until the date of the lapse of the notice. She was an employee until 30th April 2024. A legal advisor.
Thank you, Mr. Mnene. That will be all for this witness.
Honorable Senators, for those who wish to seek for clarification or questions or pose questions to the witness, this is the moment. Senator Muma.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I have some 2 or 3 questions to you, witness. The first question relates to charge number 1. Is there a difference between revocation and dismissal or removal from office? That is question number 1. Question number 2. Is the Secretary or CEO of the Meru County Public Service Board an ex-officio member, or they are a member they are a voting member of that board? And then finally, is it the practice that I can be a CEO of an institution and at the same time a holder of an office in the same institution? So I have taken leave of absence from being an officer in order to be a CEO in the same organization. Is that part of good governance practice in human resource? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable member. I start with the first question on revocation and dismissal. Those are, in my opinion, and which I believe is the opinion of the law, revocation is different from dismissal. An appointment is made pursuant to certain condition precedents of qualifications. And the moment the appointing authority realizes that those qualifications have not been met, they have that residual right to recall the appointment, which is technically revocation. It is recalling an appointment. Dismissal, it's a dismissal pursuant to Section 41 of the Employment Act. Thank you. The other question on whether the secretary of the county public service board is an ex officio member or a voting member, I confirm that the county secretary, the secretary of the county public service board does not have a voting right in the county public service board. As such, she is an ex officio member. And Article 251, Article 1 on their removal indicates, excludes actually ex officio member. Says that a member other than an ex officio member may be removed pursuant to that provision. So the secretary of the county public service board is not immune to provision of Section 58. Lastly, it is not good governance practice for a person to take a position of a CEO and continue to be a public officer in the same institution. The court has rendered its opinion on that severally, and it has indicated that you cannot freeze one position for 6 years, take another position, await the 6 years to lapse, and come back and purport to continue in that previous position that you had taken.
Senator Sige.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Munene, I derive my question from the two letters that you took us through in bundle 1B, that is the governor's evidence, appearing at page 170 and 175. The first one letter received on dated 5th of October 2023, received on the 12th of October 2023. And the second, which is of interest to me, is appearing at page 175, dated 6th of October 2023, received on 5th of December 2023. In that second memo, there is a gentleman, Gitobu Tunu, who is appointed to replace one Helen Bahati Matilu. Recall in your earlier letter, you indicated that the workforce within the office of the governor and the deputy governor comprised 29 employees. I can't see 29. Could you confirm that indeed that was the position, or the communication referred to a completely different person not within the employee of the deputy governor's personnel?
You may proceed to respond, witness.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable members. I confirm that Helen Bahati Matilu was the one that being replaced, And in the letter that, indeed, in the letter that that appears at page 173, it's of importance, the last paragraph indicates that whereas no request for appointment of an administrative officer was made from myself as the Chief of Staff under the Governor and Deputy Governor, be advised that there is an administrative officer at the Deputy Governor's office who was deployed and has been there from 23rd February 2023. To put this in context is that the Saint Ellen Bahati Matilu appointment had been revoked for having not genuine academic certificates. After the revocation, an administrative officer was deployed to that office of the Deputy Governor. And that is what it is confirming, that from 23rd February 2023, that administrative officer was in that office.
Senator Mogeni.
Yes, when I heard your introductions, you said you are county attorney.
No.
Yeah. Is CCM?
Just put the record straight.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm the CCM in charge of legal affairs, public service management, and administration.
Okay, that's even better for me. So there is an issue that has always caused problems for us. I just wanted to get clarification from you. Issue of public participation. So as a county attorney, I just wanted you to shed some light to us. When you do public participation, do you use your professional staff as a county, or it's in order for MCS to conduct public participation on their own and prepare minutes? Maybe you could refer to page 355, volume 5, where I think minutes were taken and recorded by MCA. I've seen it in 340. It appears severally in the report that is before us. I wanted your comment. Then number 2, I just wanted you to look at the same bundle from page 27 all through to page 70. Okay?
Sorry,
the number
can I kindly get the copy?
That is volume 5. I'm sure the lawyers will give you.
Thank you.
Okay? There are a number of photos.
Senator Mogeni, you had not more than 2 minutes. I will, under standing order number 1, give you 1 minute.
Have a look at those photos and just confirm to me whether there is, whether the people who did the public participation are staff of the county assembly or it was done by the public members themselves. Finally, I wanted you to respond to the issue that has been coming from court. Public participation needs to be quantitative, qualitative, and meaningful. If you go to page 463, the people who attended public participation are given as 3. Page 467, 3 people attended. 468, nobody attended. 471, 5 people. 485, 7. 541, 6. So, as an attorney from the county government of Meru, what would be your comment with the documents that we have where the attendance is given as 7 people? Is that the normal practice when you do public participation? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Public participation, ordinarily, when it comes to the impeachment of a governor, is carried out by the staff of the county assembly. Although, under the county government, we have a Directorate of Public Participation and Civic Education, which is at the county executive. So I believe probably because of perceived conflict That is why the County Assembly prefers to carry out public participation using their staff, the County Assembly staff. In my opinion, and I believe in the opinion of the law, there has been a decision on public participation. I believe the decision that was legalizing the Finance Act 2023 to majorly dwelled on public participation. It needs to be qualitative, quantitative, and there has to be a report to the parties or to the participants. They need to know what is the outcome of this public participation. Public participation means there are some number of pages in the document that has been computed. You find that there are few participants, 1, 2, 3. Others, like the document that I'm in, page 468, it appears that it has not been recorded as having any participants. I believe it's due to the exigencies of time within which the County Assembly has to process an impeachment motion the moment that it has been tabled. They have to carry out public participation within 7 days, and they have also to debate that motion between 7 to 10 days, within 7 to 10 days. So in this particular case, public participation was allegedly carried out during the same day, on one day, in the 45 warrants. And a notice that was given for that participation was I think it was a 4 days notice. So the reason why that why we have a very low turnout, I believe partly is because of the short notice, and partly also because, probably those who decided to abstain did not support the motion.
Nixon Munene, in LSK portal, you have indicated that your workplace is Okubasu and Munene Advocates. Why is it so? And you are CCM of Meru. You are the CCM that has been appointed to serve in Meru. But in your LSK portal, you have indicated that you work at Munene and Okubasu Advocates. Can you clarify that for me? Secondly, on the issue of the legal advisor, yesterday she contested that the legal advice or the letter that was being purported, being tabled as the memo, she didn't sign. And in her submission, she said that she needed to brief you before briefing the governor as a legal advisor. Number 3, and finally, Mr. Speaker, sir, when you look at the letter by transitional authority, the governor has been given personal staff. In your affidavit, you have indicated that the governor has pushed to reduce the number of staff. But quick assessment in page 171, 1B, volume 1B, governor has 4 drivers, so I presume he has 4 vehicles, and he has 5 support staff who are not indicated. Is this in line with the circular that was issued with transitional authority in your submission? Finally, under the same letter, all correspondence and communications should be and must be the county secretary. Are you the county secretary of Meru? Are you the CCM? Or are you the legal advisor? Can you clarify? Because you have witnessed in letters that has not even been copied to you as the CCM in charge of legal affairs. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Witness, proceed to respond.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I start from the portal that appears, indicates that I practice in the firm of Okubasu and Munene Advocates. That was my former workplace before I joined the county executive. I need to follow up with the LSK to make the changes. I note that they have not been made there. 2, on the issue of, sorry, I seem to have lost the trail of that.
You didn't get the question?
Sorry, Mr. Speaker, I didn't get the other questions.
under pen so that we don't go back to it. Senator Chirange, just pose it again.
Mine, Mr. Speaker, quickly, under page 171, volume 1B, the letter that has been part of the evidence, in the breakdown of governor's personal staff, there are 4 drivers, so I presume there are 4 vehicles, and there are 5 staff that their job description has not been indicated. So the question should be, in your affidavit, you have indicated the governor is trying to bring down the wage bill. And finally, the final question was, under the same letter by the Transitional Authority, all communications and correspondence should be and must be through the county secretary. So my question is, are you CCM in CCM? Are you county secretary or are you legal advisor? Who are you in Meru? It looks like you are the king of Meru, and we don't know. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It is indeed page 171, volume 1B of the governor's documents. It indicates that the governor has 4 designated drivers. I believe the governor has 3 vehicles. There has to be a reliever. There is also the issue of the support staff. That is as per the Transitional Authority advisory, where it talks of support, a few support staff. On the issue as to whether I am the CCM, the county secretary of the King, of Meru County, I confirm that I am the CCM. I'm not a county secretary. There is a county secretary by the name Dr. Kiambi Aderu.
Senator Richard Onyonka.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just needed clarity on the charge of illegally dismissing Dr. Ntoire. I think you're aware of that case. That also includes Paul Mwaniki, Kenneth Kinuthi Mbaye, and Joseph Kithure. Right. I wanted to ask you, could you confirm to this House if indeed these officers were dismissed by the governor? And if so, what procedure did she use to dismiss them? If she's the one who did the dismissals, or was legal procedure followed? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I can confirm that the officers were not dismissed by the governor. The gravamen of that dispute was that they were sent on compulsory leave by the county secretary, the former county secretary. They disputed that later sending them on compulsory leave. They went to court. The court stayed the decision to send them on compulsory leave. They came back, served their term. Some of them resigned, like Dr. Ntoire resigned after the court stayed the decision sending them on compulsory leave. Another one did not resume. The other 2 served their term, the contract term, until it lapsed. So there is no instance or incidence of dismissal. They were never dismissed.
Senator Mutinda.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In regards to the letter by the legal counsel, Madam Linda, she was here yesterday. She really did indicate that, according to her, in short, this letter is just fake. And in her qualifications, she cannot actually put the composition of the wordings. I listened to you, and you also at some point really acknowledge that the standard of this letter is not to a level of a qualified legal person. At this point, are you on the same page with Madam Linda that truly this letter looks or it is fake? And secondly, there has been issues in some of the positions, case example, the chair positions in different boards, that there are no appointees. in your acts, it is key and mandatory to have chairpersons who form the composition of any committee. What was your legal advice to the governor as far as case example, the County Revenue Board, which up to date does not have a chairperson? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Member. The letter by the legal advisor, let me make this categorical. I did not indicate that that letter is fake. As to the advice that is given there, I do not see any mediocrity or mediocre in the legal advice that is given there. This is an advice that was being given to a governor who does not have the background of legal knowledge. So it is a simplistic letter that is meant for the consumption of the governor. On composition of the appointment of the County Revenue Board chairperson, the advice that I gave the governor is that the law requires, Section 6 of the County Revenue Board Act requires that the governor should appoint the chairperson, who is supposed to be through the approval, upon the approval of the county assembly, and 2 other members. The same act indicates that in the absence of the chairperson, one of the members or the vice chairperson will take over the role of the chairperson. Indeed, the governor forwarded 3 names to the county assembly for approval. That is the chairperson and the 2 members. When this delayed, the delay in the approval persisted, and the 2 members that had been, the 3 members, that is the chairperson and 2 other members, served their term up to 14th December when it lapsed, I advised the governor, since the law does not strictly require the approval of these 2 members by the county assembly, my advice to the governor that she can proceed and appoint the 2 members and leave the position of the chairperson vacant until it has been approved by the assembly. And these 2 members, together with the CEO and the chief officer finance, would constitute the revenue board. And that way the bond will be able to run without any issues.
Thank you. Senator Wambua.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I've followed submissions by Munene and the other witnesses. There is a very simple way of settling this conflict on this legal advice. The Speaker, I would want the witness to tell the House or submit to the House who has custody of the original copy of the legal advice.
Witness, proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We can endeavor to get that copy of the original copy. Indeed, from the office of the governor, I believe this private secretary.
Mr. Munene, you know we have to conclude this hearing by today. And you knew that that particular legal advice was there was a lot of contention that was surrounding this particular piece of legal advice. In the morning, the County Assembly Council, in fact, made an application that the original copy be produced. And I ruled that that will be handled when the team of the governor will get to the space where they will want to rely on that particular legal advice. If that legal advice is still your evidence, then before we close, it must be looked at by the honorable senators so that we conclude this debate as to whether it is fake or is not fake.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I believe that the legal team for the governor's hand.
Because in the absence of the original
oblige.
copy, each side will basically settle for their own opinion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Senator Wambua.
Mr. Speaker, I do not want to guide you on this, but I would request that you give that as a directive, that at a point that is appointed by you, that advice then should be made available to us so that it helps us to make a decision. I think.
I will not direct the team of the governor on how best to present their case. If you feel withholding the original makes your case stronger, then so be it. If you feel by producing the original makes your case stronger, then so be it. It's really within your powers.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm humbly guided by your directions and the discretion for the defense team to avail or not to avail. But I was making a humble request that in the event the same is availed, that you grant the County Assembly an opportunity to recall that particular witnesses for purpose of identification of that document. I am most humbled.
Very well. Senator Mungatana.
Mr. Speaker, I am asking the witness this question again. The witness, Linda, explained very clearly to the House that she was requested or directed by the governor to work with you. Now, from my understanding, and that's why I'm seeking your clarification, working with you, working with the minister in that department means that she was working under you, technically. So can you clarify to us whether this legal advice, when it was being written, was it cleared by you? Were you aware of it before it left the department to go to the governor? Just clear for us, because then it might help us to know the authenticity of this letter. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable members. I was aware of this legal advice when it was sent to the governor. We discussed about this issue. Indeed, we used to work together as a team. We used to discuss issues together, especially on legal issues. We used to consult with the legal advisor severally. Most of the time, it would be when there's a legal issue that needs to be addressed, we won't work together. And I can confirm that when this legal advice was dispatched to the governor, I was aware.
Now, honorable senators, due to the time factor, we will terminate this witness at that. And the team of the governor, do you still have more witnesses you want to call? You may now proceed to call them. Call the next witness.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Our next witness is Evans Mawera.
Clerk, how many minutes do we have for the team of the governor so that they can prepare themselves accordingly on how to manage that time? So the governor's team, you have 1 hour, 25 minutes, not just for this witness, but for all the remaining witnesses. And the county assembly, you have 32 minutes to do your cross-examination on the remaining witnesses. Yes, Senator Fonandi.
Mr. Speaker, just your indulgence and guidance, when just under 1 minute, when CPA Ibrahim Mutwiri Kirimi, who was the CCM of Finance, appeared, I asked a clarification question on his standing at the ISPAC, where the membership number was 10955 and membership status is active and status is not in good standing. But in his submission, Mr. Speaker, mark you under Oaths and Statutory Declaration ACAP 15, Mr. Speaker, under Section 11, when you don't follow the oath that you have given, the law is punishable at that. Mr. Speaker, I have gone ahead and obtained from the ISPAC website, and I want to table to the House and for the information to indicate that CPA Kirimi Ibrahim W. Mutwiri was not honest by saying that he's not is in good standing, yet from the ISPAC itself, it says not in good standing. Mr. Speaker, I beg to table and maybe...
Senator Fernandez, I'm afraid I may not allow you to table that document.
Yes.
Unless you get it certified by ISPAC.
Okay.
You have just sought clarification from the witness who just been stood down. And from the website, it still indicates that he's an associate or a partner in a law firm. Yes. Whereas indicated that he left a while ago, but it's only that the information had not been updated. So unless we get a certified copy of a document from ISPAC indicating that particular information, I'm afraid I will not allow you to table that document. You know what to do, so you don't need to seek my permission. Yeah. Yes.
You know, Mr. Speaker, these are quasi-judicial proceedings. This is a professional. He's being condemned without being given a chance to say his side of the story. This document would have been introduced and given to the witness when he was on the witness box. But I think if we now produce it, table it, it becomes a public document without his side of the story, we would have condemned him and had, Mr. Speaker.
Well, if it was satisfied, if it was certified, I wouldn't mind recalling the witness so that he has a chance to also explain his side. But downloading from the website isn't good enough. Counsel, you may proceed with your witness.
I, Evans Moira Karia, do solemnly swear that the evidence that I shall give before the Senate in respect of the matters before the Senate shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. Confirm your full names and the position you hold within Meru County.
As I've stated, my name is Evans Moira Karia. I do represent a ward called Mitungu Ward, that is in South Imenti, Meru County. I'm also a second-term serving MCA, and I was formerly the immediate former majority leader of the County Assembly of Meru, of the UDA party in the Assembly, and I was also the mover of the last impeachment motion that was prosecuted in this Honorable Senate, and it was deemed that all the counts were unsubstantiated.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. You have sworn an affidavit that you have produced before the Senate. Confirm that it's the one appearing at page 36 of volume 1 of the governor's response. Confirm that that is your affidavit.
I do confirm.
You do confirm. Attached to your affidavit is also authority to swear, where several members of the County Assembly of Meru have given you authority to plead and swear this affidavit on their behalf. Can you confirm that?
I do confirm that 17 members have given me the authority to plead on their behalf.
Honorable Senators, that document appears on the last page, just after page 50. It is not paginated, but it should be page 51. Just after 50, there is authority to swear. that has been attached to the affidavit. Confirm that you have the authority of all these members of County Assembly to stand here and offer evidence on their behalf, and if that is the case, why do you have that authority?
I do confirm that members who have appended their signature have given me the authority, and this is because it's a large number that they couldn't all appear here in the Honorable Senate to testify or be witnesses.
Thank you so much. You have also alluded to the fact that you were the mover of the previous motion for impeachment against the governor of Meru. Confirm that that is the motion that has been attached to volume 2 of the governor's response.
I do confirm.
You do confirm?
Yes.
We sat here yesterday, Mr. Witness, and we watched the mover of the current motion, one Zipporah Kenya. Do you know of her relationship with the previous motion for impeachment? And what kind of relationship is there?
Yes, I know one Honorable Zipporah Kenya, the mover of the present motion, very well. And she played a key role in drafting the previous motion. She sat down in the small team that finally came up with the motion that was brought in the previous impeachment motion in the Senate. And also, Zipporah Kenya, Honorable Zipporah Kenya, took the position of the Deputy Majority Leader due to the fact that once I decided to support the governor, I was removed from that position.
We are heading there, Mr. Witness. For now, confirm that indeed you took the motion for impeachment last year from the current mover of the motion, that it was indeed a motion, but you took that motion from her. Is that the position?
I didn't take the motion from her, but once the small team sat down, it was decided that the motion has to be moved by the leader of the majority party then, and that's when it became my motion.
So it is your evidence then that the instructions to move the impeachment motion last year was a party position?
Yes, I do prove, I do state that.
And by party position, what party are you referring to and at what level?
The UDA party, the leadership at the county level. Since before we moved that motion, the then Secretary General of the UDA party had called me and told me that clearly that should not be prosecuted as the position of the UDA party, but that it was a party affair. That is the UDA party affair at the county level.
The governor was here last year and she's here again this year. And her defense has always been that she's being of Meru. Having participated in the impeachment process last year and now participating in this process again, but on her side, would you care to shed light on whether you are aware of any political influence from the political leadership of Meru, and if so, what kind of influence is there?
That is the position, and maybe, Honorable Speaker, I can give a little narration of how we came up with the second impeachment motion. After political leaders in Meru felt that the governor had gone rogue, members of the county assembly were mobilized upon party lines, and the first party to do that was the UDA party, where personally I was called by the UDA county coordinator then, and he called me for a meeting. And in that meeting that I attended with the majority whip of the UDA party in the assembly, we met with the chair of MP's caucus, one Honorable Rindikiri, who is also a UDA member, and also Honorable Kaduri Moronge, who is the Senator of Meru. And we made a decision that we have to communicate to other UDA members that it is the position of the party at that moment that we have to withdraw all the support for the governor within and without the assembly, and that we were to introduce a new impeachment motion that We call UDA party members or members of the county assembly belonging to the UDA party, and we communicated the same and issued a press conference to that effect. Other parties followed suit, that is Jubilee Party, No-PEO Party, Buzz Party, DP. So all the assembly parties issued the same directive that members were to support the impeachment of the governor that we brought to the Senate in the last impeachment motion.
Thank you. Kindly give us the composition of party membership within the Meru County Assembly. How many members are there from each of the political parties?
The Meru County Assembly is comprised of 69 members, that is 45 elected members and 24 nominated members, where the largest party is the UDA party, but with a small margin of the majority, that is 21 members. The next party with or the minority party is the Buzz Party, which has got 20 members. Then we have Jubilee, which has got 11 members. We have PNU, we have No-PEO, we have DP, and also we have independents.
So is it your testimony that all these political parties were united in the quest to remove the governor of Meru?
That is true.
And we also watched the move of the current motion on TV, saying that it is the business of the Meru County Assembly to impeach the governor. And I was quick to translate the use of the word business into the Swahili language, biashara, connoting that there was monetary benefit by people who participate in the impeachment of the governor. Are you aware of any monetary incentives by people who either support the impeachment motion or any reprimand for any person that does not support the impeachment motion?
Yes, it is true that members of the assembly do benefit financially during these impeachment processes. And because I'm on oath, I can only state that it was during the first impeachment motion that was defeated in this Honorable Senate that there was no inducement. The second one, there was a lot of inducement. And even this one, I believe there's a lot of inducement. And those who have not been in support of the impeachment motion have severely suffered on the hands of the assembly.
Let us talk about the incentives that you're talking about. What nature are those incentives and where do they come from?
For example, right now when we are here in this, during these proceedings, members have been facilitated for more than 5 days to be in Nairobi, where they draw per diems and DSAs. And also, I'm aware that during this process, members were also put into a common area where they were held.
Before you proceed there, Honorable Zipporah was here yesterday, and I posed that question to her, and she denied categorically that any of the MCAs within Meru is earning allowances for this process. Are you saying that she lied, that you have yourself received these allowances during the last impeachment, and you received the same for this impeachment?
Yes, because we were facilitated by the assembly to be in Nairobi for around five days, where we received DSAs and per diems.
How much do you receive as members of county assembly whenever you appear at the Senate for the impeachment?
According to the directions or guidance by the SRC, whenever members are out in a county headquarters, they draw 14,000, which is the DSA for all county headquarters. So even here in Nairobi, they draw 14,000. Then they also facilitated or given transport back to and fro from Meru.
Does the county assembly facilitate all the 69 members of county assembly?
Not always, unless there's a common cause. That's when maybe they can.
I'm asking for the impeachment processes that you are aware of, the second and third, last November and this one. Does the county assembly facilitate all the members of the county assembly?
The second impeachment motion, all members, only members who are in support of the impeachment motion were the ones who are facilitated. For this one, they sent out messages to everybody indicating that we should be in Nairobi for the Senate proceedings for about 5 days.
My understanding of the workings of the county assembly is that you are only entitled to allowances if you are out on official duties and for a very specific purpose. Under what vote do you get these allowances?
Sorry?
Under what vote do you get these allowances?
Under what?
Under what vote? Under what?
Domestic travel. Domestic travel. It's actually domestic travel and accommodation.
For all the members of County Assembly?
Yes.
I want to refer you to page 382, volume 2 of the County Assembly's documents. Tell us the amount of expenses under domestic travels. 382 of volume 2 of the County Assembly. Are you at page 382 of volume 2 of the County Assembly's documents?
Yes, I'm there.
How much is amount indicated as having been utilized under domestic travels? Have you identified that? Perhaps we can move, as we look for it, at page 272 of volume 1B. Tell us what was the Auditor General's comment on the county government's, County Assembly's expense. Page 272, volume 1B. Are you able to see that?
Yes.
As the Auditor General flagged impeachment as a project of the county?
It is flagged as an activity of the County Assembly of Meru. Motions for the impeachment of the governor, Meru County, 2 motions for the 2 impeachment attempts.
Would the Auditor General flag a project if it had no monetary implication to the taxpayer?
No, because it should marry the financial statement, so it indicates that there was some monetary implication in that activity.
Have you now found page 382, volume 2 of the County Assembly? Tell us the expenses involved within the Meru County Assembly.
The County Assembly spent that 5.50 million on committee sitting allowances for the 68 MCAs against an annual budget allocation of 71.36. The average monthly sitting allowance was 57.63, and the County Assembly has established 27 committees.
Thank you. As I move to the next issue, confirm that each MCA that were in support of the motion last year walked away with at least 80,000 as facilitation from taxpayer, and that they are likely to walk away with the same amount this year.
That one I confirm because the DSA's paid was for 5 days and the transport allowance of 10,000.
So if we were to look at the 49 MCAs that are in support of this motion, times 80, that would be around 4 million Kenya shillings?
Yes, on average.
Thank you. Let us proceed to the next issue. Well, we were in Senate last year, in November. You lost the impeachment motion, correct?
Yes, all the counts were not substantiated.
They were not substantiated. Tell us what transpired immediately when you lost the motion. Were there any reconciliatory efforts from your side? And by your side, I mean the members of the county assembly that were in support of the impeachment motion, were there any efforts to reconcile with the governor and have a working relationship with her?
There were none, and immediately we lost the impeachment motion. The following day, we met in a hotel in Nairobi, where all the 59 members and the Speaker of the Assembly were in support of the impeachment motion, together with the Deputy Governor and Honorable Mporo Abori came together. And in that meeting, it was deliberated that members should be taken for a retreat to freshen up and maybe relax.
Do you recall the name of the hotel where you attended and you had this meeting?
Yes, Sunstar Hotel in Nairobi.
Sunstar Hotel in Nairobi?
Yes.
You confirm that that meeting took place the following day after you lost the impeachment motion?
That is true.
What were the resolutions of that meeting?
I was just stating that it was agreed that the Assembly facilitates members for a retreat, for members to go and relax and freshen up maybe after the vigorous impeachment process that they taken. And then immediately after
the
that...
The retreat was in addition to the 80,000 that each of you had pocketed?
No, it was a new retreat that members...
I'm saying it was in addition to what you had
Yes, in addition
pocketed.
to. In addition to.
Okay, proceed.
So we agreed that we'll be facilitating for a whole week, and we went to Mombasa for a whole week where we were facilitated along committee lines. Therefore, members who had been de-whipped earlier from committees were not participants, and we did committee work for 2 days. And for the rest of the days, we sat down to organize and plan on how to sabotage the government so that it doesn't work. And that is when the time it was agreed that a petition be introduced in the county assembly to try and impeach.
Mr. Mawira, you are using very strong terms here. Is it your evidence that members of the county assembly at taxpayers' expense went to Mombasa and planned on how to sabotage the governor? And you're saying that on oath?
That is my evidence, and I want to say to this Honorable Senate, that is when it was agreed that a petition be introduced in the Assembly, petitioning or praying that all CCs for the county government of Meru, chief officers, the county secretary, and chief of staff be impeached so that the government can be sabotaged and does not function, because we have already lost the impeachment motion.
What petition is that you're talking about, and was that resolution ever acted upon, to the best of your knowledge?
It was acted upon because immediately we went back to Meru. A petition was brought to the assembly, praying for or requesting that the county assembly conducts an investigation on around 7 CECs, I think 3 chief officers, and the county secretary and the chief of staff, that culminated to a report of the Joint Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs, recommending the impeachment of or the removal from office of the county secretary and the chief of staff, and also give members of the assembly freedom, or they were at liberty to introduce impeachment motions for 3 CECs, and that was tabled in the assembly.
I want you to look at page 90 to 145 of the county assembly's documents. That should be volume.
Page 92
of volume 2 of the county assembly's documents, page 90 to 145. Can you take us to the place where you now term as the solution that was arrived at in Mombasa of impeaching, or rather sabotaging, in your own words, the governor's government by impeaching the CECs? Page 90.
Page 90 of volume.
Of the county government's exhibits?
This one exhibit for the governor.
I'll retrieve it shortly. So, as we retrieve that, confirm what transpired in actuation of that resolution.
I do confirm that the petition was brought to the Assembly, and it was committed to a joint committee of JLAC, or Justice and Legal Affairs, and also the Labour Committee. And the resolutions or the recommendations of the committee came back that 3 CECs.
Before you proceed, Honorable Senators, I'm referring to Volume 4 of the County Assembly's bundle of documents at page 90 to 145. That's Volume 4, County Assembly's bundle of documents. But, Mr. Witness, when I look at that petition, it is signed by members of the public. What relationship is there between these members of public or petitioners and members of the County Assembly?
That is on page
90 to 145, Volume 4.
Yes, the petition is signed by members of the public, but in that meeting it was agreed that members of the County Assembly look for friendly members of the public who can introduce the motion, or the petition, sorry, and one is a perennial petition in the Assembly. One, Salesio Mutuma, who has signed that petition, has introduced more than, I think, 20 or 30 petitions in that Assembly.
Is it your evidence then that these petitioners were procured by the members of the County Assembly for the purposes of appearing as if it was the public behind the impeachments?
I've stated so.
That is your evidence?
Yes.
How soon after the first impeachment was that petition brought before the Assembly?
In less than a month.
In less than a month. Was there any other resolution by members of the County Assembly to frustrate Her Excellency's government, and if so, in what way?
It was also agreed that we have to sabotage the government through the budget-making process, where members agreed that they will do an itemized budget, despite of the fact that the county government has always prepared an itemized budget, and also do an allocation to their respective wards at that point.
I am having serious problems, Mr. Witness, to fathom that members of the County Assembly would sit and scheme against the executive. Are you sure of your evidence? And do you really want to go on record as a witness of events that really transpired?
That is very true, because members were very bitter, because initially they had been assured that the governor of Meru was going. So
who had assured them? You are talking of assurance.
The
Who had
political
assured
class of leaders, especially those at the national level, but come from Meru County.
The Meru County. I want you to say that again for record purposes. Who, and if you're capable, you can mention names of people you think, or you know, not think, were giving that kind of assurance.
I'm saying...
Mr. Speaker, sir, while I do not like objecting, perhaps it would be important, Mr. Speaker, sir, the witness limits himself to the evidence before the Assembly, so that he does not open Pandora's box and goes on a fishing expedition, mention names that will not be brought before you or before us for cross-examination or re-examination. That line will greatly prejudice our case unless we are assured that the names that shall be put on record will be made available for further re-examination. I am most obliged.
Mr. Speaker, sir, if I may respond to that issue. It is the governor's case that she is a victim of political witch hunt by the political leadership in Meru. Those facts have been alluded to in the affidavit of the witness. We have annexed video evidence which we will play. It is only fair for counsel to allow me conclude on that issue, unless, of course, I'm touching on a live nerve that he's aware of.
Mr. Speaker, sir, you may allow me in response.
Council for the County Assembly.
Yes,
just take your seat. You know, yesterday I gave you some latitude because the Council for the Governor rose on a point of order on the very same issue. But I gave you latitude so that we run this smoothly. Kindly allow the Governor to present her case the best way she knows how. Having said that, Council for the Governor, do not veer off so far from what is already before us by bringing very new material, which then will not able the Council for the County Assembly to respond adequately. Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I will be pursuing that line shortly, Mr. Witness. It is your testimony that you had been assured that the governor would indeed go home.
You see what happened, Honorable Speaker. Immediately after the first impeachment came to this assembly, came to this Honorable Senate, and all the counts were still unsubstantiated, we went back to Meru, and the president of this country, His Excellency William Samoei Ruto, and the deputy president initiated a reconciliation between the assembly and the executive, and the team from the assembly and the team from the executive led by the governor, while the team from the assembly was led by the speaker, stayed here at the office of the deputy president for 3 days, and we resolved all the matters that and brought us to the first impeachment motion. And therefore, when we went back to Meru, that was maybe for, I think, approximately from February, we had a cordial working relationship between the executive and the assembly, and that is the time that the assembly approved budgets for the school feeding program, the one cow, one needy family program, and so many others. But immediately when the political class sat down and felt maybe the governor had gone rogue, they started mobilizing us, members, intimating to us that now it was time to remove the governor from the office. So many members were reluctant because initially they had a good working relationship with the governor, but now we were mobilized along the political party lines, and that is when we were assured that for sure this time the governor of Meru will not come back to Meru as the governor.
Thank you. You have alluded to a meeting that took place at Mombasa and another meeting that was convened in Nanyuki.
Yes.
After 1 month.
Yes.
Kindly explain to us what transpired in Nanyuki, and if you can remember, who attended that meeting, what was the agenda, and what were the resolutions?
Just before Christmas, and when news for the famous blogger, one sniper, started circulating that he was missing, the county assembly members were facilitated to go to Nanyuki for committee work. And after finishing the committee work, 59 members who had supported the impeachment process were left for a meeting, which was attended by all the MPs from Meru, the former CS for Agriculture, in the exclusion of the senator only. All the other political class was there. And we were urged and asked to remain united so that the cause that we had just lost, we can maybe later, at a later date, and we were told that is by 2024 June, the cause that or the fight that we had lost will be brought back, and by that time, for sure, we'll win it.
The cause that you're talking about, what cause is this that you're being urged to continue pursuing?
It was impeaching the governor of Meru.
It was impeaching the governor of Meru. Did at any time the political class within Meru County preach peace, unity, you having a working relationship with the governor of Meru? Did they do that at any moment?
At no point did anybody talk about reconciliation or peace.
How was this meeting facilitated that took place in Nanyuki?
It was facilitated by the assembly through committees. Then later, after the meeting ended, we were given cash of 20,000 each, and we were told it was for Christmas.
Who gave you the 20,000?
The Speaker shared it among his members, but of course, it was from the members who attended that meeting, the political class that attended.
By Speaker, you mean which Speaker of which?
Speaker of the County Assembly of Meru, sorry.
Yes, we are in a Senate which has a Speaker.
Certainly, it cannot be me, Counsel for the government.
I wanted to have that on record, Mr. Speaker, sir. Thank you for that clarification. It was the Speaker of County Assembly of Meru.
Yes.
Thank you. How many MCAs were in Nanyuki for the retreat?
For the committee work, all members were there, the 69 members, but for the meeting, it was for the 59 members only who supported the impeachment process for the governor.
So each of the 59 got 20,000 shillings from the Speaker?
Yes.
Might you know where that money had come from?
It wasn't disclosed, but we were told it was a Christmas gift from the political leaders who were there that time. I stated that all the members of National Assembly from Meru were there, in the exclusion of the senator only. The women rep was there, and also the former CS Agriculture was in that meeting.
And you are talking about the political leadership across the political divide, not just one political party?
Yes, across the political parties or the political divide.
Were you given any timelines or any specifics on how you would prosecute the resolution that had been arrived at?
Of course, we gave all the plans that we reached at in Mombasa, and then we were told to forge ahead with them. And then for the impeachment of the governor was to be reintroduced on or around June 2024.
You have talked about other ways of frustrating Her Excellency's government. What other ways were agreed upon, if any, on how you would frustrate the governor of Meru?
The main agreement was that one will sabotage the government of Meru through the budget-making process from the CADP, the CFSP going onward. And also it was agreed that there were programs that were being undertaken by the county government of Meru that were making the governor very popular on the ground, and therefore they had to be stopped. And that was the school feeding program for ECD learners, and also the one cow, one needy family program that was being carried out by the county government of Meru.
So is it your evidence that indeed members of the county assembly schemed to have the ECD school feeding program scrapped for the sole purpose of sabotaging the governor's governance within the county?
Yes, and indeed it happened in the assembly where the Committee on Agriculture tabled a report and declared that there was no policy for the school feeding program, and for the one cow, one needy family program, and it was halted, and also the school feeding program was halted by the same assembly.
Mr. Kawira, the members of the County Assembly of Meru are public officers,
yes,
paid by taxpayers.
Yes.
How does it make you feel that you are part of a scheme to frustrate the very mwananchi that has elected you to public office, to the extent of scrapping the school feeding of the poor children for political gain? How does it make you feel?
It is very
and what
unfortunate.
does it say about the County Assembly of Meru?
It is very unfortunate and regrettable that public servants can sit down and try to sabotage the same wananchi who have voted for them. And it also shows the level of desperation or the laws that the County Assembly of Meru can go so as to remove from office one Governor Kawira Mwangaza.
Thank you. Yesterday, there was a clip that was played here at the Senate, and there was one gentleman who was very vocal, and the mover of the motion said that that gentleman is not a leader within Meru County. Do you recall that? Can we watch VKM 13? VKM 13. We may need an interpreter on standby. Mr. Speaker, sir, with your indulgence, we may need a translator of the Meru language with your guidance.
Sergeant at Arms, kindly usher in the translator.
Thank you. Can we watch VKM 13?
As I said, I want to tell the County Assembly of Meru, we can't wait any longer. We want to see the County Assembly of Meru. When Mheshimiwa Munya, when Kadhuri Morongi, when CS Lentore, when Motuma Ntoidhikia, when Ayubu Bundi, when Idani Kere, and the other members of the assembly will sit down and have a cup of tea and they even say nothing. That day, the redemption of Meru won't be nigh.
Interpreter is here. Thank you. We can proceed with the clip.
Now this time round, to take what I'm
Kasa, honorable members, my name is Muthengi Mpara. I'm from KBC, Mwago FM, as an this time round, we don't want many stories.
We want to be very simple to get your Senate. Kaduri.
We want it to be very simple. We'll come to Senate. Kaduri.
I know you are there, our senator. This time round, sisi mtatuona kama wamama. Akitoa kitambaa tunatoa. Okay, japezo hivyo kwa kuigelwa kiao.
And amesema, and then we'll bring that matter there and we'll be ready. As the women from the county. To help you for whatever cost.
Actually, some of us have even made a decision.
Actually,
we understand Kiswahili, we do understand English.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We can proceed with the clip uninterrupted when it is in Kiswahili and English.
So that Meru can be out of the mess that it is. So ile kitu tunataka kuomba tu, naona tuko na wafoma waziri hapa, Mheshimiwa Munya, Mheshimiwa Kadhuri, Mheshimiwa Lentore and the deputy governor. Batu kwa watawangaratania.
We here, Honorable Munya and others, kindly don't disrupt the process. And never take us around. Sorry, kindly, a little back. Maybe just a little something. Just prepare yourself. It's you who will help us. Don't let us down. We can sit down and talk like elders. So we heard whatever you were saying with our ears.
Niwaambie rais amesikia shinda zile tuliko nazo Meru.
Thank you. Honorable witness, and I would request the translator to remain by, with your permission, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Witness, kindly explain to us, if you are aware, the venue of this meeting, who are in attendance, and what was being said. And most importantly, the gentleman who spoke first, who is he?
Yes, it was in Abario, in parts of the Igembe region, where all members of the, members of the county assembly, the majority who support the impeachment process were there. And also other leaders were there, the former governor, Honorable Vita Munya. We had the CS then for agriculture. Our beloved senator was there also. And the first gentleman who spoke is called Mwendia Muguna alias Alaji, who is the Secretary General for the Bas Party at the county level for the county of Meru.
The mover of the motion was here yesterday, and she said that that gentleman is not a leader of any political party in Meru. What would your evidence?
Secretary General for the Bas Party in Meru County, and previously he also served in the government of Governor Kerito as the Director of Events, and previously in 2013 he was a nominated councillor, a nominated MCA by the Bas Party in the County Assembly of Meru.
Thank you. So briefly, what transpired in that meeting? What were the resolutions? What were the pleas by the various speakers?
The plea from various speakers that we have seen from that video is for the continuation of the removal of the governor of Meru from office through impeachment.
And did you get a response to the pleas?
From who?
Did you get any response from the attendees of the plea that you had made? That rather the people speaking had made?
Yeah, the members of the county assembly at the crowd that was there applauded for those pleas.
There is a certain lady in that clip. We will go to the Senate and take that woman, and this time round, we will take a woman who will also cry. Who is that?
That is and she was stating that because indicating that, and maybe the Senate says the governor because of agenda, then the next impeachment process will be initiated by a woman, so that when they come to the Senate, if the governor sheds tears, they also shed tears to maybe for the Senate to sympathize with them.
Is it then a surprise that this impeachment motion was brought by a woman?
It wasn't a surprise at all.
Is it part of the scheme, or was it just a coincidence?
It is part of the scheme and the machinations behind the impeachment of Governor Kawira Mwangaza.
Let us watch VKM12 from the governor's exhibit of videos.
The Secretary General wa Kiama kia Bas.
We can pause there. We can pause there and have the translator tell us what he has just said. We can play it again for
the Secretary General wa Kiama kia Bas.
We can pause.
The Secretary General for the party of Bas.
So that gentleman introduces himself in the capacity that he holds. Is that so, Mr. Witness?
That is true.
Thank you. Let us proceed.
Nataka kusema hivi, na hii ni amri ambaye anasimama ama ameteuliwa na chama cha Bas, minority leader na uongozi wa assembly. Kama kunaye amehasi akaondoka njia yenu, mwambieni apende asipende ataenda. Lazima kila mmoja atii amri, na leo ni amri tunatoa. Hakuna wa kusimama kando, hata hiyo kiti ulichonacho tutachukua. Kwa hivyo tunataka kuambia viongozi, wakishindwa na Kawira, watuachie sisi wananchi, tuende tumtoe hiyo nyumba yake. Ukaona libaya latendeka, zuia kwa nguvu ya mwili. Ukashindwa kuzuia kwa nguvu ya mwili, zuia kwa mdomo yako. Ukashindwa kuzuia kwa mdomo, chukia kwa roho yako. Na hiyo ndio udhaifu wa imani, kuchukia kwa roho. Finally, mkogwerwa mono mao tiogotie kore abadirikari.
We can pause and have the...
Finally, I'm very excited now that Maua is not paying the cess or the tax. No one is going to pay anymore. Even those metals should be sold like scrap metals. Those metals over there should be sold like scrap metals. We are going to advertise. We're going to say that there is nowhere that tax will be collected anymore. We'll never give out our money to be used in corruption during in Senate.
Thank you. Mr. Witness, you have confirmed that this gentleman is the Secretary General of BAS Party at the county level.
In fact, he stated the same himself in that clip.
And where was this event? What was taking place and who were in attendance, if you are aware?
It was held at Kinoru Stadium in Meru during requirements for the lead sniper. Members of the county assembly were present. Other leaders from also the National Assembly were present, and members of the public.
What is your intervention? Certainly, it cannot be a point of order.
Mr. Speaker, there was an inconsistency between the interpretation, the verbal, and the whatever we saw written on the screen, particularly within that clip that relates to bribe of the Senate. The interpreter did not mention bribe, but the transcript on the screen mentioned bribe. Could that be made clear, Mr. Speaker?
Can you play the clip again? And Mr. Interpreter.
Yes, sir.
You know the Meru language very well, yeah?
Yes, Mr. Speaker,
okay,
sir.
Give us the true translation.
All right, thank you.
General Makambas.
You can play to the very end. The very end, I think the last few seconds.
I'm very excited now that Maua is not paying cess or tax to the government. And they are not going to pay anymore. Even those metals should be sold like scrap metals. Those metals over there should be sold like scrap metals. And we are going to announce that there is nowhere that tax will be collected. To give out our money to go and bribe a Senate. Thank you. We can pause there. I think for the sake of Honorable Kajwang, that is now clear. Mr. Witness,
Is it now clear, Senator, for Homa Bay? You got it clearly?
In the first instance, the translator used the word to corrupt the Senate. In the second instance, he's used the word to bribe the Senate. Perhaps I leave it to the senators to confirm whether those are synonyms.
You know, English and Meru sometimes can vary drastically.
Indeed, I can confirm that, my lord.
Proceed.
So, the gentleman is talking about selling some metals as scrap. What metals is he referring to?
It is the cess stand, which is used to collect revenue for the Meru County government.
So he's inciting members of the public, number one, not to pay revenue, and number two, to even destroy public property.
That is true.
That's true. And why is he telling them to do that?
He is alluding to the fact that the revenue collected by the county government of Meru is used to bribe the Senate during impeachment processes.
Thank you. Can we now watch VKM 18? From the beginning.
Mwere ja sniper jole yale, tutatembea na hii familia kwa vyovyote vile Mungu akitujalia.
The body of sniper is over there.
Viongozi tukishikana na hawa hakuna kitu atuwe familia. So familia sniper personally mimi mwenyewe nitafanya maneno mimi mwenyewe na pia wabunge tutasaidiana tuone hii familia imekaa vizuri.
Na inaonekana mauaji yalifanyika na gavana wa Meru. Tunaomba gavana wa Meru leo na bwana wake wakamata leo. Mnakubaliana na mimi? Wasipomkamata leo, sisi wa Meru tutawasha moto Imeru.
Si basi tutoe sandaka tuweke hapo kwa sniper. 247 then account number 07 ndero akiroi na cash.
For the one who has cash.
Na cash ya
those who got that cash should bring here
Bishop Rungama
to the bishop here. Bishop, can you stand?
Vote of thanks.
Get a place you can receive that cash. We go dropping that cash over there.
We can stop there for now. Mr. Witness, where was this event and who are the people that we have just watched in that video so far?
That was also another requiem held at Kinoru Stadium, requiem for the late sniper. And the speakers who have already been shown in that clip, we have Honorable Rendekiri, member of Parliament for Bori. We have also seen another public member from Egembe. We have also seen the Speaker of the County Assembly of Meru.
What role was the Speaker playing in this event?
He is passing the mic to Wana Alaji or Monde Muguna. Therefore, I deem he was the MC of that event.
We have seen about Sadaka for a pay bill and some other. You were able to.
For the late sniper's family, and the speaker is stating
Who is that individual?
I didn't capture that.
There is an individual talking about the murder of Sniper and saying that they are going to lit fire within Meru.
Oh, yes, he's a political activist in Meru County.
Thank you. Let us proceed and watch the remaining part of the video.
Nderwa kiroi na cash na chwaga antoa ko yukia cash wa roaje pa thanks
a house of shame, a house of shame on you, and we are ashamed that institution in Kenya, which is supposed to safeguard the interests of the people of Kenya, succumbed to a few coins, a few cents. Shetani ashindwe. Hii ugonjwa atunge kuwa nao wakati huu. Kumbukeni, Mbone Arware, I want to remind you, ulisimama mbunge la Senate, ukaita watu wa Meru waenda wazimu. Siku ya leo nataka kutadharisha, wa Meru wamekuonyesha, sio wa Meru waenda wazimu ni nyinyi. Njumba la haibu, njumba la kulimia tumba zao, ni nyinyi waenda wazimu, sio sisi.
Thank you. I do not know whether you want to make any comments in respect to that video, but I felt that it is self-explanatory.
I do not wish to comment because it is regrettable and the ones are self-explanatory.
Now, Mr. Kawira, kindly, in very few minutes, talk about the governor's efforts. Thank you for the indication of time. Tell us any efforts that you're aware of that the governor of Meru made to reconcile with leaders, if any, and what role you played. Because the assumption has been that the governor is a lone ranger who does not work with any member of the county assembly and other political leaders within Meru.
In fact, immediately after the second impeachment failed in the Senate, the governor of Meru went back to Meru and made a clarion call that let all leaders come together and unite. She made a call for reconciliation and also asked for forgiveness if she had wronged any leader in Meru. And thereafter, the governor of Meru went ahead and stopped Okolea programs, which had aggrieved members of the county assembly. Thereafter, the governor trying to reach out to me, myself as the leader of the majority party at that time, and I hid to the call where I went and listened to her carefully, and she told me the plans that she had, that she was inviting all the members of the county assembly to come and work together with her. And at that moment, I asked her to give me time as the leader of the majority party to go and try to reach out to other members so that maybe she can organize a meeting with them and try to forge or try to bring reconciliation. After I left, I went and reached out to the members of the county assembly, and they all declined, especially the leadership of the county assembly, declined to attend a meeting with the governor. And once I communicated that message back to the governor, she asked me if she can make our efforts about reaching out public and state that we had met, and I agreed because I was convinced about her genuineness that time, and she went ahead and made that remark that the majority leader of the government of the County Assembly of Meru and agreed to reconcile and work with her. Immediately thereafter, the Speaker, for the 59 members who were in support of the impeachment process, where during that meeting myself, I was tasked to explain if I was still for the cause of the statement that the governor had made. And if so, I should apologize to the members because I intended to maybe bring disunity or disarray their cause. At that point, myself, I stood up and told them that it was the time, a time had come that every member of the County Assembly should be given freedom to exercise their democratic right of either to support Governor Kawira Mwangaza or to oppose her. What followed immediately, I walked out of that meeting because I declined to apologize or tell them if I was for that cause. Immediately after that, a press conference was issued, led by the majority whip, where they declared because of some they have to do some alignments in the leadership positions of the assembly, so that the business of the assembly cannot be disrupted by maybe leaders who abandoned that cause. At that point, Honorable Speaker, because that was a press conference that was covered nationally, the then Secretary General of the UDA party nationally, one Honorable Cleophas Malala, wrote a letter to myself and to the whip indicating that there should be no leadership changes in the positions of the majority party, and invited us for a meeting that we attended in Nairobi. And during that meeting, the majority of members saying that the problem of Meru County was the majority leader, and it is at that point that I was removed as the majority leader of the majority party in the assembly. And also other changes were made where the deputy majority whip was also removed because we were all in support of the governor of Meru County.
Thank you. Have you adduced any evidence to support that you involved your party leadership at the national level and that they gave a clear directions which were ignored?
Yes, I have adduced evidence.
Honorable Senators, I want to refer you to pages 470 of volume that is 1B. All the way to page 473. Indeed, they run all the way to page 490. Page 470 to page 491. But we can go all the way to page 500, indicating the complaints by the members of County Assembly who are in support of the governor and who are being victimized for their move. For the sake of time, I would just leave the senators to refer to those documents. Mr. Mawira, what transpired after your removal from the County Assembly? Who took over your position?
My position was taken by the member who was formerly my deputy, and that of the deputy was taken by the mover of the current motion, Honorable Zipora. And immediately after the changes were made and communicated in the Assembly, the leadership of the County Assembly of Meru went further ahead, and removed all the 13 members who were in support of the governor then. You remember during the second impeachment motion, the governor had only 10 members. And when I was tasked to state if I was still for the cause and I walked out, other 2 members followed me, so we became 13. The 13 of us were de-whipped from 3 key select committees. That is the Committee on Budget and Appropriations, County Assembly Committee on Public Accounts, and Committee on Implementation. And then after, every person of the 13 who held a leadership position in any of committees of the assembly were removed from those positions through a vote of no confidence. Therefore, members lost chairmanship of committees, they lost vice chairmanship of committees, and also those who served in the speaker's panel initially were also removed, and the speaker's panel was expanded to 18 members, 8 members, so that it can incorporate the members who, out of the 56, who are not earning any responsibility allowance in that assembly.
I want you to clarify on that issue of expanding the speaker's panel. What was the initial number of members of the speaker's panel?
The initial number that the assembly had approved was 11. In our standing orders, the members of the speaker's panel should be can take care of.
And when you talk about speaker,
responsibility allowance, in my estimation, 26 of the responsibility allowance, and also, of course, the workshops.
Andy, let us look at page 262. There
The one on that page was before the expansion of the committee, the one that was.
Yes, proceed.
But later it was expanded to 18 members.
Thank you. In your assessment, the County Assembly of Meru,
it clearly shows that the county was going to any length to make sure that no single MCA will decide to either support the governor because of the victimization.
have alleged that
that is true because 10 members of the 13 of us who are in support of the governor with a number of came in as a team and governor, especially me.
Meetings of the county where MC
tano ngirikube tise Mombasa for 15 days na bangi
we can have the
Right.
Maybe we could start from the start,
MCAs Bamero baraba supporta governor ni
Let's MCAs who support the governor.
mama non to baraba ngi baretere
went to Mombasa for 15 days
na batu
to go with them.
ngirikube tise Mombasa for 15.
Which kind of training are they going? Thank you. We can proceed to where the current witness is speaking for the sake of time.
It was about all MCAs. There are no MCAs who are two signs. Who was elected and the one who was nominated. They are all Meru MCAs.
There are instructions.
He's saying that he was given instructions.
After a kind
of a discussion was done, he was advised.
What had
56 at that time, who are in support or in opposition to the governor, had been facilitated for 15 days training in Mombasa, where they are going to be taken through the budget making process, and the 13 of us were left out without no single explanation, simply because you are supporting the governor of Meru.
So, is it your evidence that you have been punished and targeted for supporting the governor?
We have been punished, we have been ridiculed, we have been intimidated, we have been threatened just because we decided to support the governor of Meru. That is true.
Does the governor have any working relationship?
Of course, It's true she has a working relationship with other groups, maybe religious leaders, women groups, faction of Jurin Cheke, so many other groups.
Let us watch briefly VKM14.
Council, if I may interrupt you, you have less than 15 minutes. And I see on the list that you still needed to call 3 other witnesses, one including the governor. So will you be able to manage that within the 15 minutes?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. This is a very crucial witness for us. I will only take the next 3 minutes with him. Then we reserve the remaining minute for one more witness, who is the governor.
Very well.
We will drop the others. Thank you. Mr. Kawira, can we watch VKM14?
Tuombe yule mama Meru. Yule mama ameumia, mimi hata mimi nilikuwa napinga mama. Lakini siku ile tulikaa vile aliambiwa na rais, aende akae chini na kila kiongozi, si kama walemavu wa pale tulikaa na yeye chini na tulizaelewa mama. Na mama akakubali kufanya kazi na walemavu. Kwa hivyo nataka kuomba walemavu wote Kenya na wale viongozi tuko nao hapa hata hao wa Nairobi, mjaribu kutuombea Meru, watu wote waheshimu sheria na waheshimu katiba. Wajua hata kama kuna kimila Meru, kuna naye sheria ilipitizwa 2010 ya kusema mama uwe mwanaume uwe nani, si zote ni iko. Hakuna mchichana, hakuna lea pale. Wale viongozi wote Kawira alianguza wakati wa kuomba kura 2022. Hata mimi nikiwa mmoja wao. Hatusikiangi vizuri kama tunaongoza na mama. Lakini mimi nimetii. Nimejua mama ndio kiongozi wa pale. Kwa hivyo nataka kumuomba rais. Nataka kuomba Gachagua Meru, msiposikilie huyo mama ataanguzwa. Watu wengi wanasema county to dissolve county. Utadissolve county aje na mama alichaguliwa na watu? Huyu mama alichaguliwa na independence. Ana chake, ana mtu wake. Wale matajiri akina Kiraito, akina Metheka Lentore, akina Munya, akina MP wote wanaume wanasikia ni aibu sana kuinamia mama. Lakini wacha niwape example. Mimi ni katiba ya Kenya. Mimi nakuinamia mama Kawira Mwangaza. Nimeserendra.
Thank you.
Nataka kuomba
we can proceed just for a few more minutes.
Viongozi wetu hawajaamini kuita Kawira Mwangaza kama ni kazi rahisi. Fikiria wakimpiga tunawachangia MCA wao wanapewa pesa mpaka tutoe mama. Hatuwezi ongozwa na mama, ndivyo wanasema. Chama PNU imesimamiwa na Munya. Tuko na chama PNO inasimamiwa na Mporo wa Bori. Tuko na chama Mbasi inasimamiwa na Kiraito Moronge. Tuko na UDA inasimamiwa na Rigathi, inasimamiwa na Ruto, inasimamiwa na Kadhuri Moronge, inasimamiwa na Metheka. Meru kamili. Hata saa hii Mungu anajua. Hata tukirundi kwa hana vita na mtu yoyote, lakini mara
we will play it shortly, but tell us your summary of the charges that are before the Senate. You have a time to go through the motion of impeachment now and back then in 2023 rather. What are the basis of these charges?
Because I've been present in that assembly since the first impeachment process, what I would like to tell this Honorable Senate, Honorable Speaker, is that the impeachment process has been abused in Meru County Assembly, and it has been weaponized to fight political fights, whereas we know that impeachment should be used sparingly. It should be a measure of the last resort whenever that there are violations of the Constitution and other laws. And therefore, it's my humble submission that the Senate vindicates the governor of Meru from objectivity of the charges that are there, because according to me, the charges are malicious and they are also frivolous in nature.
Do we have specific charges? One of the charges is employing a bloated workforce.
Yes.
Was that a charge that you brought before this Senate last impeachment?
It was.
You have a charge that accuses the governor of dismissing certain employees of boards, one of them being Mr. Mwaki. Is that a charge that you brought and prosecuted before this Senate during the last motion?
It was. It was part of the motion.
There is a specific charge where the governor is accused of misconduct by stating that 86 million shillings was raised in support of the burial of the blogger, Mr. Sniper. What would you say about that specific charge?
Because I was privy to the happenings behind the whatever was happening during the demise of one blogger, Mudiani, I think the governor didn't allude to a specific collection of money because there were several fundraisers that were held in support of that family.
Are you aware of any other forms of fundraising that were done? Did you participate in any yourself?
Yes, personally I participated in the one that was conducted by members of the county assembly, where initially we contributed 1,000 each member, the 59 members who were then opposing the governor, and later we contributed 10,000 each for the same. And also other political leaders contributed to that cause.
By political leaders, who are you referring to? And in your estimation, how much money was raised? And I'm also sorry to ask this. What is the status of that kitty, if you're aware of, and how was it utilized?
The one for the assembly was utilized in conducting the road shows across crisscross in Meru, and other monies were used to hold prayers in various stadiums, as we have seen, Kenoru, Maua, and others. And by the time I left that group where the fundraising was being held, we had not been accounted for the remainder of the money.
So when the governor states that to the tune of 86 million might have been raised, is it anywhere near the truth in your estimation, having participated in the fundraisings in various modes?
It will be the truth.
Thank you. I think I will rest this witness and hand him over to cross-examination. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, sir, we'll be very brief with this witness. Mr. Witness, confirm that you moved the motion for impeachment last time, yes?
Yes, I confirm.
And that you live by the statements that you have indicated in your affidavit that you have testified to, yes?
Sorry?
And that you confirm and want to rely on the affidavit that you have filed.
Yes, I confirm.
And that you remember on the 7th of November 2023, you took the same stand and testified before this assembly as a mover, correct?
Yes, I confirm.
And you remember a question was put to you whether or not the impeachment then was politically instigated, correct?
Yes.
Do you recall your answers?
I may not recall the exact answer.
I'll give you the answer. Honorable Speaker, I'm referring to the answers of this House at page 53, dated 7th of November. Mr. Muthomi Thonkulu was the lead counsel then, correct?
Yes.
And you remember him putting this question to you, and you answered in negative, that it was not politically instigated. You remember? You recall or you do not recall, Mr. Witness?
I don't recall. Read for me the answer, maybe.
You remember Mr. Muthomi asking you whether it is true from the governor's allegations that the impeachment was politically instigated, and your answer was Evans Mawira
Kawira.
You said it was not true. Have I now refreshed your memories?
From the records, yes.
Do you still want to hold that preposition?
Of course, everything that was in that
You
motion
want to
was
still
not
hold, excuse me,
substantiated.
Mr. Witness, I want a yes or a no answer. Do you still want to hold that preposition, or you want to run away from it?
As at then, I hold that position.
You hold that position?
Yes.
What has now changed?
So many things.
The one, that you are no longer the leader of the majority in the assembly.
No.
Yes. Number two?
The governor reached out and called for reconciliation. I did a lot of soul searching.
Thank you.
I consulted widely.
It's okay. Don't answer questions that I have not put to you. You have testified at length how people were induced to bring that particular motion, correct?
Yes, and I've stated the facts.
That is a motion that you brought on the 7th of November, correct?
Yes.
So you brought motion out of ulterior motives of being induced as at then, correct?
According to the circumstances then.
You allowed yourself to be induced, yes?
As per the circumstances then.
So on that day, when you took the stand on the 7th of November 2023, you did not speak the truth to this at Senate, but you spoke out of inducement, correct?
I'm saying as
correct
per the
or not correct? I want an answer, not a vague answer. Correct or not correct?
Not correct.
So then, were you induced that particular time from your evidence?
I've narrated all the events that led to
one of the events, Mr. Witness, was that you are induced, correct? One of the events is that you are induced.
I didn't say you are induced. I said you are mobilized according to party lines.
How were you mobilized?
Of course, I stated that we met as the leadership of
for financial gains, correct? Including 20,000 shillings that you were given, correct?
That was later, after
okay.
the second
the Christmas
impeachment.
Gift, correct?
After the second impeachment had failed in the Senate.
You remember the Christmas gift, yes?
I'm saying later, after the second impeachment had failed in the Senate.
You received a gift?
Yes.
For the work well done, correct?
A Christmas gift for a work well done. Christmas was not even, Christmas was oncoming.
So, Mr. Witness, if you allowed yourself to be induced that particular time to bring that particular impeachment motion, how truthful is your statement today?
I was not induced. I said we were mobilized on party lines.
On party lines?
Yes.
So which party do you belong to?
UDA.
UDA?
Yes.
So UDA mobilized its MCAs to bring the motion?
UDA at the county level, Meru county level, mobilized the MCAs to introduce an impeachment motion.
Does that mean that the UDA party is against the governor or was against the governor?
I stated in my statement.
Does that mean at that particular time the UDA party was against the governor?
At the county level, yes. Nationally, the Secretary General had stated that that was not the party position.
Which other party was against the governor as at then?
The parties that were mobilized, we have BAS party, we have PNU, we have Jubilee, and other assembly parties.
You spoke about receiving 80,000 shillings. You correct? You remember?
Facilitation to be in the Senate.
Who gave these 80,000 shillings?
It was paid from the assembly.
It was paid from the assembly. Did you receive or did you partake of it?
Yes, I received.
And it was a motivation for you to appear, correct?
It was facilitation to be in the Senate for the 5 days that you were here.
A facilitation?
Yes.
Today, have you been facilitated?
I've seen that we have received a message.
Today, have you been facilitated?
Facilitation, yes, we have been facilitated, but it has not already been paid. But it will be paid because we have received a message from the clerk saying that members will be facilitated for 5 days to be in the Senate.
Notwithstanding whether or not you appear for Governor Kawira as a witness or of the witness for the Senate, for the Assembly.
Witness for the governor.
The County Assembly has equally facilitated you, correct?
I will receive that message.
That you'll receive your per diems for participating?
Yes, yes.
So it was usual for the County Assembly to facilitate its members?
For the previous one, only 59 members were facilitated.
It is usual for the County Assembly to facilitate its members, correct? Because today you have received a message that you receive facilitation, correct?
Yes, we have received the message.
And therefore the County Assembly considers its members as equal, correct?
No, no, no.
Mr. Witness, I want to refer you to your affidavit. But before I refer you to this affidavit, have you critically read the motion before this assembly for the impeachment of the governor?
I've gone through the motion.
Have you answered? And if yes, kindly point to us the particular paragraph.
Allegations?
Excuse me, just take your affidavit. Take it.
Yeah,
and lead the Senate to the particular paragraph that has responded to issue number 1. Issue number 1, where have you responded?
Just a minute. I've responded to the issue of money that was raised for the...
Not the money that was raised, the issue of illegal revocation. Where have you responded to it in your affidavit?
I've not responded to it in that affidavit.
You have not responded to it. Issue number 2, where have you responded to it? Is all about?
Yes, yes.
Show us the particular paragraph that responds to those allegations. Paragraph 23.
Yes, paragraph 23.
Read it out.
That the clerk of the assembly, under the instructions of the speaker, has been writing several letters to frustrate the approval of the governor's nominees for the bones of various semi-autonomous government agencies. The clerk has no role.
Do you have evidence in that respect of this frustration by the clerk before you came to this assembly?
Yes, I was aware because when those...
You are aware, thank you.
Yes.
Did you take any actions to curtail these frustrations?
Yes, I did.
What did you do?
When these letters came...
Where is the evidence in your affidavit?
It is not in the affidavit, but personally I gave my opinion in a meeting discussing these nominees.
Mr. Witness, please listen.
Yes,
I'm not asking you to give us your opinion. You've given so many of them. So we do not want to entertain any further opinion.
Okay.
We want to go to the facts.
Okay.
Where have you pleaded in your affidavit that you took actions against the clerk for frustrating the works of the governor?
I didn't take any action against the clerk, but I have responded to that count number 2.
Yes?
I didn't take any action, but in my affidavit I've responded to that.
Us in your affidavit where you've responded to issue number 3.
And I have the affidavit.
And I put it to you that issue number 3, now 23, does not respond to the allegations contained in the notice of motion, issue number 2.
Sorry?
I put it to you that paragraph 23 of your affidavit is not a response and is not evidence that relates to the allegations of failing to appoint chairpersons.
I don't agree to that.
Let us go to issue number 3 and point us in your affidavit where you have responded to it.
I have not responded to issue number 3.
Thank you. Let us go to issue number 4. Point us in your affidavit where you have responded to it.
I've responded to it where I stated that I'm aware that count was initially in the previous impeachment motions.
Where in your paragraph? And is the issue in illegal dismissing about the issue of dismissing or the issue of the expenditure of county money. The governor dismissing individuals and making the county accrue unnecessary resources paid to the litigants. Did you understand?
If I can read the crowd, it's illegally dismissing in bold.
Yes.
In bold.
And
illegally dismissing.
Yes.
And then narration continues.
As a consequence of?
Illegally dismissing.
And as a consequence thereof, what happened?
A loss.
A loss of how much?
4 million.
Where is that in your affidavit?
I've said I responded. It's not in my affidavit.
It's not in your affidavit.
Yes.
Let us go to issue number, count number 2, gross misconduct. Yes? Deliberately misleading the county, the members of the public. Yes? That's in the barrier of Sniper, 86 million was raised, correct?
Yes.
You are aware of those utterances, correct?
Yes, I'm aware.
That the same were done by the governor, yes?
Yes, I'm aware.
And that it was done in public, correct?
Yes.
And that there was a pay bill that was generated for that purposes, yes?
Yes.
And that in the said pay bill, it's only 516,000 that was donated, correct?
According to the Assembly's evidence.
According to the Assembly's evidence.
Yes.
Do you have any contra evidence to that averment?
Yes, in my statement I've stated.
Please lead us to that paragraph. Lead us to that particular paragraph.
Just a minute.
You're also aware that the governor made averments and allegations that the window to the sniper, has moved on with another MCA, correct?
I'm not aware of that.
You're not aware. Kindly, let's play video 1A and 1B in our videos. You yourself, did you changa to that particular pay bill?
Yes, no, not to the pay bill.
How did you changa?
Through the WhatsApp group created for the assembly members.
How was the money collected?
It was collected through a member of the assembly.
Through a member of the assembly?
Yes.
Through who? Which member?
Member of a county assembly known as Sarah Gaki, Honorable Sarah Gaki.
Is it true that the wife of the deceased sniper moved on with an MCA?
I'm not aware.
Did you see her testifying yesterday?
I didn't watch the...
Are you aware that she was a witness?
Sorry?
Are you aware that she was a witness?
Yes, I'm aware she was a witness.
Did you follow through her evidence?
I didn't follow.
All right. As we wait for the playing of those videos, you have indicated before this assembly that one of the frustration that you colluded to undertake was to make sure that the governor was frustrated in the feeding program, correct?
Yes.
And that frustration was actualized according to your evidence, correct?
Yes.
How was it actualized?
Through a motion in the assembly, a report of a committee.
Through a motion, correct?
Yes.
So it is in your evidence that that program is no longer running, correct?
It was stopped.
It was stopped. Mr. Witness, I refer you and I refer the senators to our further bundle of volume 6 at page 83. At page 83.
Yes.
Kindly look at the entry where we have the votes, correct? Can you see them?
Yes, I can see the votes.
Vote 22-11-015. Can you see it?
Yes.
Confirm that this is a Meru County budget estimate for the year ended, for the year 2024-2025.
It is.
Confirm that you participated in this process, correct?
I did participate.
And that you are aware of the allocations and apportionments, correct?
I'm aware.
And therefore you want to read with us about that particular vote, yes?
Yes.
What does it provide?
Food and rations feeding program.
How much has been allocated?
54 million.
54 million, yes?
Yes.
For which financial year?
2023, 2024.
What was the purpose of the allocation?
The feeding program.
Thank you. Was it approved?
It was approved by the assembly.
Has this year budget also been approved?
This year's budget has been approved.
Thank you. Let's go to the next one about the cows. It is your evidence that the county assembly has colluded to frustrate the governor's programs, correct?
Yes, please.
Let us look at page 78 879 of the same bundle. Honorable Senators, we look at the vote end written 31-11-302-00001. Can you see it?
Sorry, come again.
Can you see that vote end? The vote end?
Yes, yes.
Can you see it?
Yes, I
Again,
can see it.
confirm that these are the financial year 2024-2025.
Sorry?
Confirm that these are budget for 2024-2025 approved.
Yes.
And that the county assembly has approved that budget, correct?
Yes, it has been approved.
And that even 2024, 2023, 2024, the same was approved, correct?
But you saying it's the budget for the 2024-2025, and there's nothing that has been approved for that vote.
Yes. What was the reason for failure to approve?
Because the assembly halted the program.
On the failure to have policies, correct?
Yes.
Is there a policy that exists in that respect?
It was introduced in the assembly, and the assembly
Is there a
declined to
policy
approve.
that exists in that respect?
I'm saying the policy was introduced in the assembly by the CC Agriculture, and the assembly failed to approve that policy.
Is it mandatory for the assembly to approve anything or everything?
That was the requirement that they had, the recommendation in the report.
Are you aware that that policy was rejected through the public participation?
No, it was not subjected to public participation.
So the county assembly must at always time act according to the demands as they come, according to your evidence, correct?
Sorry?
The county assembly must always pass anything without scrutiny, correct? Even without looking at the viability of the project, correct?
It has to look at the viability and...
Thank you. Confirm to us that you have responded to the issue count number 3 on abuse of office. Have you? And if yes, point us to that evidence.
Under abuse of office, I've responded to count number, paragraph 10.
Yes, paragraph 10.
Employing a bloated workforce of at least 111 personal staff.
Yes.
And I indicated in my affidavit that it was...
Paragraph 10.
Yes, I indicated in my affidavit that it was...
Paragraph 10. Can you read out paragraph 10?
Employing a bloated workforce of
Paragraph
at least...
10 of your affidavit.
I didn't say paragraph 10 on my affidavit, but let me see.
I've asked you whether you've responded to paragraph
Yes, I've responded to... I'm saying, Council, I've responded to count number 3 in paragraph 10, employment of a bloated workforce.
Where is that in your affidavit?
Just a minute.
That's what I want you to show us.
Paragraph 22 of my affidavit.
Read it out.
That I'm also aware that the current impeachment motion features some issues which were also in the previous motions in the Senate, and the Senate finding the allegations unsubstantiated and not meeting a threshold of impeaching a governor. The issue of bloated workforce and alleged illegal dismissal of Dr. Ntwiti and 3 others was in the failed motion.
Do you work in the county executive?
No.
How did you conclude on the question of the bloated workforce?
We brought it here and it was not substantiated. We couldn't prove it.
Did you call out for any statement from the responsible organ of the county government?
My work ended when I brought it to the Senate and it was not substantiated.
Did you not? Did you call for any oversight over that issue when you went back to the county assembly?
I didn't.
You didn't. You have alleged that individuals were called somewhere in Mombasa. Were you in attendance?
I've alluded to 2 meetings in Mombasa. One I was in attendance, the other one I was not.
Which one were you in attendance?
Immediately after the second impeachment.
Immediately after the second impeachment?
Yes.
Who was paying for your allowances?
County Assembly of Meru.
Is it unusual or usual for the county assembly to do that?
It is not unusual.
Thank you. Finally, Mr.
What was
Witness,
unusual was the activities.
I am satisfied with your answer. Mr. Witness, that county spend money in accordance to
the budgetary allocations.
And prudence, correct?
Yes.
Have you looked at issue number 11 in our motion? And to that effect, do you want Kiambi Christus Manyara?
I'm there.
You know Kiambi Christus Manyara?
He's not personally known to me.
He's not personally known to you. Have you ever heard of him?
I think that I have the name being mentioned during the case for hearing case for one.
In what circumstances was the name being mentioned?
That he was an accused person.
He was an accused person. In which matter?
Involved in that matter.
In that matter. Do you know of somebody called Supu?
Yes, Supu is well known to me.
How do you know him?
He's a personal friend.
Do you know where?
And we come from the same locality.
Do you know where he was working or where he works?
According to my knowledge, I'm not aware of where he works because he has always told me that he's not employed.
You are aware that he works in the office of the governor, yes?
I'm not aware.
I therefore put it to you that he does work in the office of the governor.
I can't accept that one.
Equally, have you seen that from that allegation that this one Crispus Kiambi Manyara,
sorry,
while he was in custody, he was being paid his full salary?
I'm not aware if he's in custody.
Read the allegations. Read them out.
Paying Kiambi Crispus Manyara, a public communication officer in the office of the governor, his full salary and benefits while in remand and despite being accused of murder, contrary to Section 4.2 of the Public Service Commission Discipline Manual for the Public Service.
You are aware that he was arrested pursuant to that murder, correct?
Yes.
And that he was remanded, correct?
I'm not aware of that.
I therefore put it to you that he was remanded, and that while in remand, he was accruing all his full salary.
That is your evidence, counsel.
That's our evidence. Have you controverted it in your affidavit?
Yes. I can doubt because there's no...
You cannot doubt what I am telling you unless you have a contra evidence.
Is your word against mine, counsel?
Where is your word?
It's nowhere in the affidavit, but I'm stating it now.
It's nowhere in your affidavit.
Yes.
I told you, or I put to you, or I asked you whether you know one Supu.
Yes, I...
Two of our evidence. Can you see serial number one?
Serial number one, yes.
Do you know, can you read out that name?
Vincent Mureithi.
Vincent Mureithi?
Yes.
First of all, who is the originator of that document?
The acting secretary, the acting secretary, Meru Public Service Board, 1 Virginia Kawira.
And it's an internal memo, correct?
Yes.
And the internal memo speaks to the appointments of contractual employees in the office of the governor, correct?
They do.
And therefore, whatever appears therein is a list of those individuals who works there in the office, correct?
That is true.
And that Vincent Mureithi of ID number that works as an assistant director in that office, correct?
That is true, according to the memo.
That is Vincent Mureithi alias Supu, correct?
Yes.
Let us play that video. And you know, as we await, that the said Supu and Manyara at page 428 of our bundle, volume 2, sorry, 429, I beg your pardon, of volume 2, contains the information of the individuals who are charged with the murder of one sniper, correct?
Yes, correct.
And you can see accused number 1 is Vincent Mureithi Karemi, alias Supu, correct?
True.
Number 2 is who?
Murangeri Kenneth Guantai, alias Tali.
Do you know him?
Personally, no.
Do you know that that is the governor's brother?
According to you.
Let us look at number 2. Number 3?
Boniface Kileji, alias DJ Kaboom.
Number 4?
Christus Manyara, alias Chris.
Christus Manyara, alias?
Chris.
And that is the Christus Manyara who works in the office of the governor, correct?
The one that we have seen is working in the office of the governor is Vincent Mureithi Karemi.
let's look at that as we.
Wale ambao wanazunguka na mwili wakisema haki ipatikane, si haki ipatikane, wako katika siasa na biashara. Ile ni biashara yao.
Do you know whom she was referring to as?
In this video?
Yes.
I'm not aware of the specific people because it was a group of people.
Could it have been the mover of the motion?
Maybe yes, because members of the county assembly were there.
Could it have been you?
Personally, I was not there.
Okay. Let's proceed.
Wameweka pay bill, wanachukua pesa, wanajaza mafuta kwa MCA, zingine wanakula. Huyo mama ambaye anachangiwa pesa wakisema ni haki kwa sniper. Kitu ya kwanza tunataka ajengewe nyumba ya ghorofa. Number 2 anunuliwe Prado. Number 3 afunguliwe trust fund ya education ya watoto wake. Kama wajafanya hiyo, hawa ni wakora na wezi wameibia huyo mama kupitia hiyo familia. Ni makatero na ni biashara na
okay, proceed.
Siasa ya bure na matapeli. Hiyo wamefungua kama biashara, wanakuja kusanya pesa, wamechukua huyo mama, wamemficha kwa MCA fulani anakaa hapo, wanasunguka na mwili. Ingelikuwa ni mmoja wao wangefanya namna hiyo. Ingelikuwa ni mtoto wao wangemzungusha mwezi mzima. Lakini kwa sababu wanataka pahali watajijenga kisiasa, wanataka pahali watakulia maana wamesota. Nilisikia wakisema ya kwamba hawana pesa kwa mifuko, wanatembea na OB. Sasa wamepata njia ya kutembea na pesa kwa mfuko kupitia maiti. Hiyo ya kutembea na mwili wa sniper ni mambo mawili peke yake. Biashara na siasa. Hakuna justice wanatafuta. Wangelikuwa wanatafuta justice, watoto wangapi wamekufa Meru? Watoto wangapi wamepotea Meru? Huko Ndumo Oruna, huko upande wa Tigania, wangapi wanakufa? Mbona hatujaona hao viongozi wakitembea wakisema ya kwamba tunahitaji haki ya vijana wetu ambao wanakufia? Why this one? Why huyu peke yake? Kuna MC ambaye aliuawa na ikasemekana sijui nani amemuua. Mbona tukiona? Hii ni siasa na biashara. Na wamelaaniwa wanaozunguka na huo mwili. Wamelaaniwa. Mtu ambaye ni mshtakiwa the key suspect mkuu ambaye ni Supu.
Pause. Have you heard what the governor has said?
Yes.
What has she said?
Supu. She mentioned Supu.
Mshtakiwa, mstuhumiwa,
anaye daiwa.
Play it again.
Mtu ambaye ni mshtakiwa the key suspect mkuu.
The chief
suspect.
Who is the chief suspect?
Supu.
Has that Supu been charged before the court of law?
Yes.
Proceed.
Paya ni Supu. Mnahitaji kuangalia mtu mmoja tu wa governor mwenye alipigia simu ama wengine wengi ambaye pia aliwapigia.
Have you heard her owning up that mnafaa mtafute mtu mmoja wa governor? Have you heard that statement? Listen carefully.
Play it again.
Just play it again for him and please listen carefully. The key suspect mkuu ambaye ni Supu. Mnahitaji kuangalia mtu mmoja.
Just
the time?
No, one moment. Senator Omtata, what is your point of order?
Mr. Speaker, sir, my point of order is that this matter is live before a court of law under criminal proceedings, and I think we should exercise a lot of precaution and deference to the court process, because I think that we are beginning to tread into the area of testing the evidence and the witnesses in that matter, which is not before this court, and that is, I think, sub judice for the rule of law.
Mr. Speaker, sir, we can then abandon it and go to the next clip, 214. The same clip at 214, minute 214. The same clip, minute 214.
simu. Hakuna mtu mwingine alipigia simu siku hiyo. Ndio mbebe kijana ati mseme ati kwa sababu Sivua alimpigia simu, you want to charge him. Wale ambao wamewasukuma kisiasa kwa sababu mnasema ya kwamba mmepewa pressure, political pressure. Wenye wamepatia nyinyi political pressure, wapatie nyinyi ushahidi. Sure. Maana tutahitaji haki kwa kijana wetu, ninahitaji haki kama familia yangu. Ningependa kusema
You've heard the governor stating wanataka haki kama familia.
Yes.
I have put to you that his brother has been charged in his proceedings.
Well and good.
Thank you. No further questions in that respect. I want to invite my learned friend, Mr. Muriuki, to proceed from there, but kindly confirm that you have no evidence that controverts all the averments contained in the motion, and that you have not tabled it before this assembly.
It is in my affidavit, and there are supporting documents in the governor's.
That the account that you have given is just your frustrations and your bitterness for having been removed as a leader of majority.
That is not true, Council.
You have seen the last video that was played, and there was an issue of gender card being played. Yes?
Which video?
You have seen the governor played the last video where there was one person seated.
Yeah. Yes, I've seen it.
And started saying that this is all about women leadership and the people of Meru must accept it, correct?
Yes, that is his opinion.
Is there contention that she's the governor?
None.
Yes?
None whatsoever, but he is facing an impeachment.
Supporting the governor?
I'm supporting the governor.
Are you a Marian?
Yes, I am.
Supporting a governor, correct?
Yes.
And therefore there is no question, when it comes to questions of accountability, there is no defense of being a gender person, correct?
That depends.
There is no defense. Gender is not a defense.
Of course it is not a defense.
Finally, when she was asked the last time, she said it wasn't me. Today, you have played clips blaming the senators. Do you associate yourself with the statements that were made by Al-Haji?
I don't associate myself with those senators.
Do you have confidence with this Senate that they can dispense with substantive justice?
A lot of confidence.
And that is why we are here, correct?
True.
Do you attribute that statement to any member of the Assembly?
It was used to reduce members of the Assembly.
Or associated with any member of the Assembly?
Yes, because they were there nodding and applauding when Al-Haji was speaking those words.
Let me ask you, is it wrong for somebody to hold an opinion?
It's not wrong.
Thank you, Mr. Muriuki. But before I go to Mr. Muriuki, you remember he claimed to be Secretary General of the Bas Party.
Al-Haji, yes, he claimed.
And he said he's a Secretary General, and he never defined where he's a Secretary General. He gave a statement that I am the Secretary General.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Council, you have 3 minutes.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Mawira.
Yes, Council.
Today you have taken an oath when you stood here.
True.
Just like you did the last time you were here on 7th of November.
True.
And in that oath, you said that you're going to tell this House the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
True.
Now, you have come here today saying that last time your impeachment motion was politically instigated.
Yes.
Did you tell the Senate that last time when you were here?
At that point,
did you make any such statement last time when you were here, yes or no?
I didn't make such a statement last time.
You did not tell the whole truth to the Senate.
I told the truth.
You did not tell the whole truth.
I told the truth.
Mr. Mawira, you have said,
to me.
I don't have time, so please don't argue with me, just answer yes or no. You have said that party formations were used to whip you into moving an impeachment motion.
That is true.
Have you adduced any document to that effect?
None.
Have you adduced any letter telling you to move the impeachment motion?
None.
Mr. Mawira, I put it to you that you do not have a mind of your own, that you are a gun for hire.
That is our opinion, Council.
Mr. Mawira, you stated that you are giving evidence on behalf of other people who are not here.
That is true.
Are you aware that there is no such thing as giving evidence on behalf of other witnesses? You can only give evidence on behalf of a party.
They have given me the authority to plead on their behalf.
Mr. Mawira, you have claimed that there were meetings organized that you took part to sabotage the executive.
Yes, there are
Have
such
you brought
meetings.
the minutes for those meetings?
No minutes. But
Mr.
they were
Mawira,
informal meetings.
you have stated in your affidavit that the people who are supporting the governor, the MCAs who are supporting the governor, that is page 13, paragraph 13 of your affidavit.
Council, your time is up. I will allow you to just ask that last question and conclude.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. You have stated that on paragraph 13 of your affidavit, are you there?
Supply me the affidavit kindly.
Paragraph 13 of your affidavit.
Yes.
You have stated that the MCAs who support the governor were removed from committees, including the Budget Committee, the Public Accounts, and the Committee on Implementation.
That is true.
Who is the chair of the Budget Committee?
Honorable Mwirigi from Kibiritia Ward.
Is he a witness for the governor in this case?
Yes.
Who is the chair of the Gender Committee?
Honorable Murogocho.
Did she support this impeachment motion?
Not.
Who is the chair of the Transport Committee?
Honorable Kidenji.
Did he support this impeachment motion?
No.
Who is the chair of the Finance Committee?
Honorable Caleb.
Did he support this impeachment motion?
No.
Who is the chair of the Committee on Delegated Legislation?
Honorable Saragaki.
Did she support this impeachment motion?
No.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
But in that paragraph, it is clearly stated that in
Speaker,
MCs.
I have done with my questions to the
Thank
witness.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Counsel. Thank you, witness. Honorable Senators, we will now give you an opportunity to ask questions.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I have just 1 minute of re-exam, just one.
You have, okay, Counsel, you have 4 minutes remaining.
Thank
So
you. I will utilize one.
Okay.
Mr. Witness,
Yes, please.
I will just need you to confirm the names that have just been read to you now. Are they members of that committee? Were they still members then, or what transpired?
Which committee?
There are names that Council has just read to you, confirming that they are still holding their positions in the committees, yet they did not support the...
These are members who have
in 1 minute, kindly.
They are members who have joined in support of the governor just the other day when the impeachment motion was introduced. But when we were whipped, we were 13 when we were whipped from committees, and that is what I've alluded to in that affidavit.
Thank you very much.
Legal counsel for the governor, have you concluded your questioning?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, sir, I am done with the witness.
And your time of 3 minutes?
I have the governor as the last witness, Mr. Speaker, sir.
So are you calling the governor?
Yes, I am, but with your kind to engage the governor in under 20 minutes, with your kind permission.
Council, what we'll do is we'll first take questions or clarifications from the senators, and then we will. I don't know if we're going to give you more time, but we'll get back to that issue at that once we finish with the senators.
Most obliged, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable senators, we'll now be taking your questions, and we'll like to keep it within 30 minutes. So we'll be giving each senator 1 minute to ask a question because there are several requests. And we need to get to as many people as possible. So one question, 1 minute, and be very brief. Senator.
Asante sana mstahiki Spika. Mstahiki Spika, mnamo tarehe 16 mwezi wa Oktoba mwaka 2023, wakati tulikuwa tukiangalia pia mswada uliokuwa umeletwa hapa kuhusu kung'atuliwa kwa gavana Kawira, Mheshimiwa Mawira ambaye ako mbele yetu pia alikuja na akaapa, na pia alikuwa ameweka hati ya kiapo ambayo alikuwa amechukua kusema ya kwamba yeye ako na kichwa kizuri, ako na uwezo wa kuaminika, wakati na akatia kindole ile hati ya kiapo ambayo alileta katika Senate hii. Leo chini ya kiapo ameleta pia hati ya kiapo ingine ambayo amebadilisha mawazo na kusema kwamba hii Senate ilikaa chini kuangalia nakala na makaratasi, tukapoteza pesa ya umma, na wakati kufuatilia stakabadhi ambazo zilikuwa hazina maana kwa sababu
Senator, ulikuwa uulize swali yako katika dakika moja. Umeanza hadithi mingi. Sawa, uliza swali.
Sasa nauliza, Mheshimiwa Mawira, uliokokea kanisa gani kwamba tukuamini leo na ulitundanganya wakati tulikuwa tunaangalia maneno wakati huo mwingine? Asante Mr. Speaker.
Senator Wambua, alafu utajibu hiyo swali mbili.
It's not possible. So, Mr. Witness, is it your evidence on record and under oath that last year you moved a motion for the impeachment of the governor of Meru under duress, and that what you said, the grounds that you adduced, you don't believe in those grounds? If that be the case, why should we believe that you have faith in what you're telling us today?
You see, Wambua, you managed it within 1 minute. Witness, go ahead and answer those two questions.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. It's true I moved the previous impeachment motion. And whatever I stated then under the circumstances and the facts availed to me, I believe to be the truth at that point. But later, looking at the sequence of events that led to that impeachment motion, I felt that we were misused at that point and lied to. And I believe also that would answer to the question by Honorable Senator Wambua. If I believed in the grounds then, yes, I didn't believe in them. I believe in what I've seen right now, what I've stated. Yes, I believe in it.
Next questions by Senator Karen Nyamu and Senator Muma, in that order.
Mr. Witness, you say that you were part of a scheme to impeach Mama, politically instigated, the governor, politically instigated, and you even were part of the team that went to Mombasa for a retreat. What changed your mind? What was the exodus moment that now you are supporting Mama? Governor, Mama Governor Kawira. The other question.
Senator, just one question, please. Senator Catherine Muma.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question to the witness is, the governor is widely accused of not being a people person who brings people together. What efforts have been made to bring the governor and the county assembly to work together for the benefit of the people of Kenya?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Senator. To answer to the first question, what changed my mind? Immediately after the second impeachment motion failed in this Senate, Honorable Speaker, and immediately we left Mombasa and also the Nanyuki meeting, Personally, I suffered because I fell ill. I was admitted in current hospital here. My blood pressure levels had gone up, and that is a fact that I disclosed to the Speaker of the County Assembly who came visiting me. And thereafter, I felt that I need to take some time to chart a way forward on what was happening in Meru. So I did a lot of soul searching. I consulted my wife and family. I consulted my close confidants and electorates, even my electorates and started.
We interrupt this program to bring you some breaking news.
Meet the team of undercover teenage spies working for a fictional version of the secret intelligence agency known as the MI9.
This keeps happening!
They had